Where is he? Where'd he go?
Where am I?
Where is he?
We lost him.
Is he okay?
Like, guys, I think we have a mystery on our hands.
We need some milk.
Hey, it's like that Wonder Home game. No DM.
Oh no.
All right, so let's get started. So, you guys, the Misfit Six, as it were, you guys just got back into Oglyre. Naomi, I think you were still saying hi to Bixby.
Oh yeah.
And giving him
My
snuggles down in the courtyard stables. The rest of you were back on the premises, so what you guys doing? At this point, it's probably about like 1 in the afternoon or so.
Because it's 1 in the afternoon.
I'm gonna do the same thing, but I decided not to.
My wife is kind of the moon. And so is fucking Saloon.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's so good.
I'm
It
impressed.
just keeps going.
DM disadvantage.
You a
I'm
dick.
thoroughly impressed.
I don't know. Who do we want to talk to? Do we talk to Shari? Do we check in with her?
I think we do, and we need to check in with.
Do we check in with your dad?
I was like, we kind of owe my dad more talking time
Yeah.
because of the whole he wants to have a coup thing. So.
Yeah,
Wow.
you did talk to him for like 10 minutes before.
And then he started
Going to talk to
drafting his
Lyas.
will, so I feel like we should check in on him because he's probably not okay.
He's really not okay. Let's just hope he's not hanging from the ceiling because he's very, very sad.
Jesus.
And man,
They are very high.
Brought him back.
I can only bring him back like 2 more times.
Man,
Man, it's getting real difficult.
it was really hard the first time,
Well,
please.
I want to argue if he kills himself, he probably doesn't want to come back.
The soul would not be willing. Correct.
Oh, yeah, so,
Man, this is fucked up. Anyways.
Anyways, what are you guys doing?
let's
It's now 2 in the afternoon.
let's head. Okay. Let's head back up to the tower and let's talk to your dad because we need more information about the secret organization he's part of. Let's figure out.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some info on that.
I thought we were.
Me and
I thought
him.
we already planned to go to the catacombs.
We gotta go to the catacombs, but I thought we were
I
doing
think
this
we should talk
tonight.
to him first. And we should probably talk to Shari of just like, hey, do you know when like maybe guards won't be around and stuff?
Maybe update her on everything that's
Do we
going
want
on.
to scout out the catacombs?
If
I
somebody
could do
wants
that.
to do that, I at least need to go talk to my dad.
Yeah, it's already.
Naomi, you
I'd
said you
want to
could
know
walk through walls.
information about that.
But Naomi's not there. Naomi's
Oh, right,
in
Bixby. Fucking damn.
No, let's all just stick together. I think that would probably be safest, right?
One big group.
We'll say you guys head up back to the tower then, where you open the door and you see unseen servants holding pieces of paper all like around the room. You see like 10 or 15 suspended in midair pieces of paper, and in the middle of this circle you see Nerasir like checking out his work, quill in hand, and like squiggling on stuff, crossing out bits. He sees you guys walk in and he goes, "Oh, good afternoon. Did your meeting go well?"
Is it another pegboard?
It's a floating pegboard.
No.
It's a floating
It's worse. It's 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's got depth.
He's just like in
Fine,
a
Alice.
Tony Stark,
Oh my god.
surrounded by papers.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, he like waves his hand and then they all stack up and land on the table.
You can do that with minor image. That'd be cool.
Very cool.
It's your dad talking.
None.
Yes, I think it went pretty well. How are things here? Looking at papers.
Great. I am making significant progress. I have 15 pages, and this is not even touching the places I have in the north. So coming along good. Is again just a precaution, not planning anything, but it's always better to be prepared.
I'm glad to hear you're not planning anything.
Yeah. I do not. It wasn't enjoyable the first time around, so I don't plan on dying again soon.
Speaking of, do you mind if I give you a checkup at some point?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that there's nothing funky going on.
Absolutely
Okay.
you mind or absolutely you don't mind?
Absolutely. I think I don't mind. What kind of checkup? Is one involving gloves or not?
Not gloves, really. It's mostly just checking your vitals, that sort of thing.
Then yes, I am all for it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly.
Oh.
How old are you?
Okay. Anyways.
I'm not that kind of cleric.
Damn.
This isn't a doc situation.
Not wanting to be wearing his skin.
But
I thought it was a
Yes,
Catholic
I
church,
just
too.
I wanted to come and touch back with you. I know we kind of ran out before, and I feel bad kind of being all touch and go here with information, despite trying to keep you in the loop here. She's realizing it's weird, like, declaring her conversation with an audience. If you wanted to maybe go, we can have our own chat.
Sure, if that's what you...
Well, some of us might need some information about the, your little club, as it were. I feel that maybe whatever you feel comfortable sharing, since some of us are already in the know, and seeing as how, I don't know if you've heard, there's a king now.
Yes, you did mention that. Okay, come inside, close the door. Do all of you know then about... He like reaches in his pocket and pulls out the second Defiance pin and then puts it back in his pocket.
Pulling out my father's.
Oh. Okay.
I like how Naomi was the only one at a meeting and she still knows the least about this.
You can come upstairs whenever you want to be done with
Oh
it.
yeah, I was just gonna hang out with Bixie for like 10-15 minutes and then come back.
So
Okay.
probably
Give him his
about
pass.
when we start closing the door.
Do you know anything about this? And then you walk in.
We've had somewhat of an explanation about what the organization is supposedly
Well, what
supposed to
have
be.
you heard?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I keep not being around for the conversation.
The
They're
previous...
against the barony, from my understanding.
Yes. And I would imagine the king as well now.
Or rather, just the totalitarian kind of...
It's a bit of an oversimplification.
I believe so, yeah.
It seemed that way in the meeting.
Well,
The king.
the king, yes, the king.
Count at the time.
Let me preface by saying that I have no ill will or quarrel with the now king, Preston. By all accounts, he seems like a decent person. And honestly, this new government that's being set up, the Noble South, I'm not terribly against that either. The Second Defiance isn't about stripping powers away from baronies. It has kind of gained that as a grassroots movement among the people. But the higher's up, that's not really our goal. Our goal was, yes, in some case, to scale back power and influence, but it wasn't against the baronies as a whole.
It was against specific.
It was against a specific person. One person.
This person being...
Lyas Haradan.
Oh, come on. We just...
Our organization is set up. This has been in motion for a long time, just keeping an eye on him. You know his organization, the first organization, the Vanguard. They're the ones who raided our home and killed your brother and took the egg. But by all accounts, he had nothing to do with that. It was brigands in his employ. He has atoned for it, but the fact still remains that throughout his life, he has tried to gain power here and there, and the Second Defiance was set up as a checks and balances. Just for him.
Interesting.
There's a reason they no longer hold land.
However, Lyas is still in a considerable place of power.
Yes, that is the other side of this whole Noble South endeavor. Yes, I believe Preston is going to be a great king, but Lyas sits on his council, and now that council has even more reach, so I'm afraid that our little Defiance hasn't done much. We've stopped in here and there, but he keeps wriggling his way out, and without declaring open war, which again is the worst decision because he has committed no crimes. But that was our purpose. Your father was a part of this.
Orin Gloom, yes.
Yes, he sat on the Defiance Council. And there are not many of us left.
A few of which we are somewhat familiar. In motions to Delilah being here. Axiom.
Axiom,
The
yes.
Golden Dragonborn, I
Yes.
have come to understand.
Yes, he's our most senior member. He actually started the Defiance.
Impressive.
And then was subsequently, soon after, ran out of town.
The first Defiance or this second
The
Defiance?
second Defiance.
Okay.
He is not that old.
Alright.
The man's only like 70.
I mean, it's
Talking
good
to Nearseer, who's like 500 years old.
it's good to check.
That's the weird thing about being like, he's the most senior, says the...
Yeah.
Then
He started it.
if this is a grassroots movement, at least in ideology, how did
It's not. It's squarely not. It started with us, a small group of a dozen or so, led by Axiom. These were movers and shakers of Nefasto, of the city, just in place to try and keep the Haradans from amassing any more power than they already did. They were stripped of their titles at Bangkok, and the grassroots came from the whispers and conspiracies coming out of the castles, coming out of places of high power, making their way back into the streets, and then one thing led to another, and the grassroots movement became a thing. Honestly, that you could say that there are two second Defiances. The real one and the just as real one led by the people who would wish for all elves in places of power to be abolished. That is not really our goal. Merely a misunderstanding. But we can't come out and correct it. Then obviously that is actual conspiracy, and that's going to...
It's a PR nightmare, understandably.
Exactly.
What functions and what actions have you been taking to stop Lyas? Or moving forward to accomplish your goals? What?
Well, it's been harder as of late. As of late being, for you short-lived, past 20 years or so. In that time, before then, we had stripped the Haradans of their titles. We had stripped them all of positions in general. Lyas only had the Vanguard, and we had stripped most things out of his organization as well. They were not allowed to bear weapons on Nefastian land. They were not able to trade with any other sovereign power except for the 5 cities. But then the Noble Commission was created, and money, influence, power, the elves became indebted to Preston, and Preston needed counsel. And when he needed counsel and he needed arms to secure his trade, Lyas and the Vanguard were there.
Above board, do we know where Preston came from?
Now, you don't really know much
I don't
about
think
him.
we have like, any
Yeah.
He's an
information on
enigma.
him.
He's it basically, from the little that we did know, we were like, that doesn't make a lot of sense why this human like just kind of did a bunch of good trade deals and ended up in charge of everyone.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as we got when
Yeah, that's most
I
of what
think
you
dragon
got.
stuff happened.
He's-
I think that's when it,
Stranger thing.
because it was the beginning of the ball.
Well, yeah, so as for Preston, you know that, yeah, he was a savvy businessman who at a young age basically not tricked or anything, but through just trade deals and elvish, like pompousness, they all became indebted to him. And that debt became a, you know what? I'm just in charge of you guys. Don't worry about paying me back. I'm count now.
You ever watched The Gentleman?
I have not.
It's a fairly new movie. It's got Matthew McConaughey and a few other people, but he plays like this American dude who started a weed business in college because he went to the UK for private school.
Good movie.
And he builds this pot empire in the UK, and he gets so wealthy that part of the reason he manages to succeed is that he uses like landed gentry's land to house his facilities, and he gets them to like tolerate it by paying for their the repairs for these extremely expensive estates, because historically wealthy people don't always know how to handle their money well. So he builds these relationships with them and just like, yeah, I'll fix the roof of your house. It's going to cost £10,000 or whatever, and or probably more like £1 million. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Sure, don't worry about it. But also, now I kind of run you. So.
Yeah, that's honestly I haven't seen that, but that's really
exactly it.
That's basically it. Yeah,
really like it.
That sounds like I would.
It's a great movie.
It's really good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what you know.
Not necessarily gnome leaf, but stuff like that.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry if this is a lot to dump on you. I know you've been pulling at these threads for a while. I'm sorry.
The first question that occurs to me is, I think we can answer it with some confidence, but Tilak, your father was killed, and we found that pin on him.
Yes.
And our assumption has been that it had something to do with other points of intrigue. But this raises the question whether it was an act of reprisal of sorts, taking out a key member of Haradan's opposition.
I have a feeling
Now,
it was.
I think we have established that the means of his death was likely the vampires that we've encountered. Was that consistent, right?
That is.
Yeah. It was very much alluded to, not technically confirmed, but very alluded to that Vern killed Orin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, that's right. Now, it seems to me, and I think all of us, that Lyas was caught off guard by any confirmation that vampires even existed. So it would surprise me to learn that he was cooperating with them. But
Or he's an excellent actor.
yes, I'm not sure that we can discount it out of hand.
Do you still have Iolis's memoir, his poetry book?
I do have his diary, yes.
Could I borrow it?
Hell yeah. Just everybody passes it around.
Yeah,
it's
can
great.
I
I've read the whole thing
It's great.
multiple
It's great.
times.
Knowing what we know now, part of Kirk doesn't necessarily think that. Well, I don't think Lyas was entirely truthful with us. Obviously, I don't think that's a no-brainer. Is it entirely possible that maybe Iolis wasn't sent away out of his father being displeased with him, maybe as
Gave him a job.
yeah, maybe under orders. I mean, he may not have necessarily liked it, and maybe he went a little too far, but it is entirely possible that he. that he was looking for those artifacts. I mean, considering the big shrine in his...
Yeah, it was very convenient.
It was just a poetry book, right? There wasn't anything else in there?
Can I
was...
delve into it and kind of look...
Well, I was going to ask, between your intelligence and my know
Can we
with
make
all of...
inferences with critical thinking and creative writing?
Break
Between
down these
my
allegories to
English
figure out what the fuck they
understanding and
mean.
his
The word
intelligence.
is red, that means
So
angry.
I'll do you one better.
I hesitate to
Should
say
just be
death of
like-
the author, but...
The curtains were blue. He was somber.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'll let you take one here. I'm offering assistance.
Here's my idea. Obviously, we could tell from his poetry that he didn't have a good relationship with his father.
You can tell that from anyone who
You
writes
can
poetry.
tell that.
Source, you
I
wrote
love my
poetry.
dad. I have my own poetry blog.
I'm not. I fucking love my dad.
That's fucking awesome.
What I mean to say is it possible that while he didn't have a good relationship, he was still, he still followed what he was told to a certain degree? Maybe he overstepped his bounds, but maybe something that would give away that he was still working under Lyas's direction in some way. Or his original plan, or trying to supersede, and we know he was trying to always upstage him because he was jealous of him. Is that out of, I'm going to take your idea for this area and make it my own and supplant my father? Or is this, you know?
We're doing a literary analysis
Yeah,
to
kinda.
Find the
There's a chance that
intention of the author.
he wasn't even aware of it. He could have been magically compelled, without his knowledge, to pursue a certain end.
A curse.
Entirely,
His father's very powerful. We've established that much.
entirely possible. I mean, this is a shot in the dark, honestly. It's just because we have his poetry.
Yes, we're throwing paper against the wall.
I know this is very heady, but
I'd say,
Head.
stop it.
No.
Since I go off of intelligence,
Insight.
Insight's wisdom.
That's
I mean-
whiz.
Yeah.
If it's insight, I'd like to
That's
do
your
it by
shit.
myself.
Oh yeah, sure.
Same?
I have plus 12. I'm good at it.
okay.
Oh, close
I'd
to
say you can make a straight investigation check. It would be a disadvantage, but since Blair is helping,
It'd be a straight roll.
pulls it as a straight roll.
I've read it a million times. Could I look
What's your
again too?
investigation?
Well, that's kind of where the help comes in, because it's not just like looking, because it's poetry, right? So it's trying to divulge meaning from
Investigation. Okay.
dribble.
I'd like to roll
I have
some
a
dice
plus-
when I do my...
I have a plus 10 in investigation.
I mean, I'm,
Kirk is the one taking point on this.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna take care
I
of
have
the
a
king
plus
now and
11.
probably, check the seam of his neck, make sure that he's all attached and stuff like that.
Okay.
Check that his heart's not irregular or anything
Want to
along
make a
those
medicine
lines.
check on it?
Yes, I would like
Okay.
to.
You're dead.
plus my
His reflexes are good
okay,
long as
so
me.
22. I rolled a natural 18.
So,
Plus 4.
With my intelligence at 19.
so I will say this does take a while. Even with you guys helping and Naomi, who's read it cover to cover and probably knows a lot of these verbatim, still looking through this takes about an hour or two.
Okay.
But at the end of it, you try to divulge some meaning through it. And the most standout poem that really kind of lends to your investigation is one, I guess it was written 12 years ago. Oh, my bad. Not 12 years ago. Math is hard. 17 years ago. That kind of makes you think that they were estranged. There doesn't seem to be any, even in the most recent ones, they go dark. They go very dark and talk about himself and become more like power grabby. But that tone starts with this poem 17 years ago that says, "This lineage, the eternal burden, suffocates as an elemental's wrath, pushes relentlessly towards his, capital H, history. If only I could fly and escape." And then from there, it gets depressing, and then over the past like 5 years of entries or so, a turn of they don't really like even mean anything, just kind of like dark, depressing, like
just thoughts, just emotions scribbled on the page.
Well, there's one. There's one from 2 years ago that says, the way they ooze with depravity, their corrupted, clandestine scheming threatens the very soil beneath our feet. Imagine every imperfection extinguished and manifest a solitary sliver of serenity. There's another one from a few years ago. It says, the cult of Celestion is detestable at best and a dangerous radical faction at worst. Who's to say what is right, but they will never be wrong.
Titfucker.
They will never be wrong.
And the last one, the most like hidden in there as well. She comes unannounced to take away your pain. A painted smile she'll never keep. Her hidden powers with no refrain. Many secrets that dwell too deep. Her. And that her is also capitalized.
Does this painted smile sound familiar?
No, does it? Should it?
That one is from about a decade ago.
Maybe not.
And it doesn't have any proper nouns attached to it. But as far as you can tell from giving it a good looks through, nothing overt and nothing that you can glean from the symbolism to make you think that he was following orders.
But but would you say that there is enough there, especially with that first one mentioning the elemental and capital his, that again to confirm that he was trying to supplant his father, or like to, try and take what his father was working on and make it his own in some bastardized way? You could infer that.
Seems like you are.
Oh well. It's the mention of the elemental. Well, it's good to look over old clues every so often. There might be new context, but
I want the book back.
Oh, you have it. It's right fucking trash. Yeah.
That's cool. Speaking of old clues, this would change the subject of the conversation. So if we want to continue on this line, we should finish
anything happening in that 2-hour span, I guess.
We're not a cult. We have two large factions that bring out great paladins that go out and do things, and I'm going to fight you.
We're a religion.
We have churches, damn it. Big ones. You've seen it. No,
you're at 30 seconds to Mars.
Back to the whole Second Defiance thing. Weren't we pretty sure that the body that started the Nick Holta group, but we could paraphrase as, Blair, but worded better, when we were looking at the murder after the Bard's Armory thing, weren't we pretty sure we saw the Scarlet Fox, the Red Fox, the one lady running away, so we assumed that it was her?
Diane,
I think we may have assumed as much.
But we don't think that anymore. I just want to bring it up while we were talking about the Second Defiance.
Remind me, that's the cat?
No, it's the Crimson Fox.
Thank you.
It's the tiefling.
She's a tiefling, small little horns.
Nubs.
Yes, when the guy got murdered outside Ogre Crust with the same wounds as Orin, you saw her flee, and I can't remember who scried on her. I think it was Gimbal, maybe.
I think it might have been Gimbal.
It was either
It was not.
I think it was Gimbal.
Can't swipe.
I think he was still there at that point. Scried on her, or scried on the figure leaving, and it was the Crimson Fox.
Okay.
But that is, I think, what Blair was saying was, do we think that's still what happened?
And just because she's a part of the Defiance, do we have any concerns there? Because we have concerns about Lyas, obviously, but...
I believe we had reports that she was part of the Defiance, and I think she only fled.
She was seen.
Yeah, she was definitely in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm asking, is
Are we
this
worried
a
about
concern?
her?
That's what I'm asking.
I remember I detected
We
poison.
have a person who knows her.
We tried to follow because I detected poison on her, but if she is a rogue of sorts and she has those at her disposal...
Ask personal opinion of the person.
Is there any reason to believe that she would potentially be...
Is there anyone
Did
who
anyone
don't...
draw the body? I, for some reason, remember Maddie drawing the body, maybe, or the crime scene or something.
I think
She
that might have been
sketches
me.
you either.
Okay,
You guys
one of
know
you?
who was murdered. It was specifically one of these. It was like a crier of sorts. This guy standing on a street corner and yelling about
The crier they saw on the way in, so
Yeah.
we didn't recognize
the
him.
second defiance.
Are we? Sorry. To go back to the murder and what we witnessed about the murder, right afterwards, and that was at the Ogre Crest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My notes say we saw someone disappear over the rooftops. I think Gimbal scrying was was when we were traveling. It was before that. It was a town, and I saw her like leaving that night after, but I don't think that was tied to anything particular. I think we were just interested in where she was.
Yeah,
Because the next note was Tulad cast Speak with Dead with the body because it was so similar and because the guards thought that we were officials of some kind.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And the body said the assassin was similar in skin tone to Tulad, but unknown. So
it was most likely
and
Vaughn.
there was the poison present that we have since confirmed was like acid or whatever that was present in his claws or the attacks, because that was the same thing that showed up when he killed Nircir.
So
most likely
to answer confidently, thank you, note taker. Yeah, you don't know who
running
was.
away with my
you don't know who was
conspiracy
living. I remembered that definitely happened, but yeah, that was a totally different time and place. Yeah, so you have no idea who killed. I mean,
6 months ago.
Feels like Vern.
That's definitely a Vern play right there.
Yeah.
Never mind. Why would he murder a crier?
And yes, but that detect poison
Because-
definitely was on the
Like
Ogre
6
Crest
to 8
one,
months.
Yeah.
because that's how you knew someone was leaving. And the poison was the same on the body. So again,
Yeah, so it was a cloaked figure that we didn't recognize, though. We couldn't figure or get any details, but we do know that the body said that it was similar skin tone. So,
Yeah.
it was most likely Vaughn. I figured he'd been more pale if he'd been a vampire, but...
Similar. It's like
Well,
shade down.
we've established that the vampires are not distinguishable
Yeah, no.
from common people.
I forget, are you
We
adopted?
can use
Man,
almost
wait,
none of
Sarah,
our
either.
normal rules
Why would
for
it look like you if you're
vampires.
adopted?
We grew up in the same region. We have the same tan.
Anyways, anyone else have any? Oh,
Chris,
Chris
you
wanted
had
to
something,
change
right?
topics. Yeah.
I mean, it just occurred to me. Speaking of old clues, sorry, get in character. Speaking of old clues, Vopias, what are we gonna do about the Golden Dragonborn, ostensibly responsible for genocide?
Well,
I forgot about that.
As Nicole, frankly, I don't think that's our problem anymore. The Dragonborn left us.
I think it's
I-
not something we can deal with at the moment.
I agree, but
might have
it's
to
not
take
something we
backseat.
should dismiss out of hand either. I think it could be valuable intelligence,
This is Axiom's son,
something
correct?
to.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we tell him when he gets here?
Maybe tell him before he gets here.
No, the fact that it was Axiom's son was the first assumption that Delilah made, but there was never. I don't
Vopius.
think we've ever heard anything that confirmed it. What?
Vopius is. We don't know
Vopius.
if
Well,
this guy is.
That's
the.
true. You know that his name is Vo.
Yes.
him.
We should
And-
still. We
and
probably
Vopius
have
is
her
Axiom's
tell
son.
Axiom
Man, I'm just
before he
saying,
gets
my
here.
disguises have
I
been
didn't-
top tier
I didn't
compared to
know.
dropping most of my name and just being like, yeah, it's Lee. Me and my fake mustache.
Reading the Odyssey. Are you Athena? You're Athena.
Robert Pattinson and Batman kind of look a lot alike.
Crazy.
Parker.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
I.
I'm sorry. Axiom has a son.
I feel
Sort
like
of.
this would be on Delilah to tell
which is
Axiom
really
before
awkward 'cause
Axiom
she's not
gets
here.
here.
Well, she doesn't know all that much either. He didn't really divulge all of that much.
Maybe just
Closest.
have her tell him that it might be him before he gets here would be a good idea.
Yeah.
As Delilah, I don't know if I can send him a message. I don't think I have sending.
I think
Oh
we've
no,
been
if
using
only there
Kirk
was somebody
or
who
you.
did.
Not me.
Mr. Chalad, you could let him know.
Like George.
As I could, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, my next character's gonna be a short George Lucas.
No.
Oh. If I could
He
get the
was
spell
short.
working, the whole thing will. I can't. Okay.
Shorter. Delilah's like 3 feet tall.
It rhymes just like poetry.
Okay.
Yes, I can send word. What do you want me to say?
Well, actually, I don't. As Delilah, I'm not sure we should tell him on the road, like before he gets here. It does kind of feels like an in-person conversation.
All right.
I don't
I'll
know
not
if
do so.
Ardosh will be in tow, but I feel like since revenge kind of seemed to be a little bit his thing, he
Maybe
might...
not work him up before they
Yeah.
get here.
Yes, we
Maybe
love
this
giving
is-
people anxiety right before they get into town.
Come into town
Be the
with
opposite of
the
anxiety.
torches and pitchforks.
Yeah.
hey, I hope this isn't a bad time.
By the way,
Hey, are you guys busy?
Okay, so what? The only other things I'd like to know about, like the Second Defiance and the Baron, is what is he hoping to do? Is he hoping to be on the council? I mean, he's probably on the council, right? For King
Me?
Preston, right?
I am not on the council.
Well, who is on the council? We are. Right?
There is
The other
no.
right hand.
Well, you're not technically. You're more at his hand. But there is the Chancellor, which is Lyas Haradan. There is
Gishari.
technically no.
No.
She is an advisor. She
She
is
holds immense influence, though.
yes. She yes,
In
she's
other ways.
extremely influential. But no, her base is actually far north. I mean, she does. I don't know how much she has told you. She does sit on a council, just not the king's council.
Sits on something
Hi.
else.
Yeah.
Aye.
That's my thing again.
Council.
Yes, I want to apologize. I don't think we've had time to even talk about.
I figured we'd address that when we're done with the group.
Okay, sounds good with me. It was give me time to come up with something to say.
I rolled a 19 for his medicine check, so I'm gonna take that time and just go ahead and fucking.
Yeah,
was
he
the
seems
hour
okay.
where we were.
Yeah,
Cool.
He, if anything, his heart rate's a little high just out of nerves. But he seems okay.
I'm also curious. Is there like anything like a scar or anything that's kind of cool? Because he might be like,
You look for one. And no, the
You're
magic
too
has
good.
repaired everything
Wow.
perfectly.
Considering it reconstructed his head.
yeah, from
But-
fucking nothing.
but
So it's
yeah,
like, new head.
And-
What if
and-
they like done it wrong?
And I imagine in that
Similar.
hour you actually like you're actually like looking for scars and stuff, and he was like,
His nose on, like,
oh,
his
I
forehead.
haven't noticed any. I just have the one that I got when I was a
That's all.
boy.
Is it gone?
It's gone, and all the few scars that he does have on his body are completely gone.
Like
as
a
well.
newborn babe. There's a
Don't call her dad a
circumcision joke in
babe.
there.
Damn it!
I knew. Does your foreskin grow back if you get fucking brought back from the dead?
we don't know. We don't know.
I'm gonna need a better example.
I just said don't call her dad a
Didn't-
babe.
I need those gloves after all.
Rabbi.
I forgot what the original point was that I was trying to help
Does
with.
he have a belly button?
Like
Kyle XY?
Fuck you.
Sorry.
It's getting way too existential. We're gonna move on. I'm sorry, I removed any scars.
Note to self, never do that again.
Different people on the council.
On the council, yes. Keshari, no, she's not on the council.
Okay, let's start. There's a long list of people who aren't on the council. Let's start with the list of people who definitely for sure are on the council.
Yes, so Lyas Haradan is the chancellor. The a smaller position, but a new position that has been added, is the I guess chief engineer is what he's being called. That is Maurice Pritchard.
That's the
Maurice.
guy. That's
Cape guy.
Dick.
I don't know if she has been officially assigned or not, but there was supposed to be a new head of the Treasury, Gale Swan, and let's see, Master of Arms of course is Orandin. Let's see. I think that's it. He has a very close-knit council, but that again was when he was Count and more or less just running a trade company. I'm sure things are going to be a lot more bureaucratic here in the future. But that's kind of the point. He had a small group around him, and the barons still ran the city.
Who's Gale Swan?
I was gonna ask, do we know anything about Gale Swan?
Never heard of Gale Swan.
Cool.
I have no gate in my notes anywhere.
Gale, she's a nice lady. She's been with Preston for.
Yeah, everybody on this list is a stand-up person.
She's she was head banker in Corinthiel for a while. She ran the banking district, and eventually I'm not a historian by any means, but I fell into groups with Preston.
She's the worst type of criminal, tax evasion.
Oh, that's how they got bombed.
We found the loophole. We know we're taking them down.
Untouchables. What do you want to do about your wife?
We briefly talked about it, but I think.
Tell the rest of the group about the coup. I don't think we really talked about the coup.
It was just you and Kirk, and then you guys got in a cab with a strange man.
Are you making bird noises? What are you saying?
Coup.
Wow,
that's great.
He goes,
Wild energy.
I know we briefly mentioned it while you were up here before your meeting, but I think the only plan I have is to kneecap her power out from under her.
I didn't realize kneecap was a verb.
The only reason she holds any sway over Oglyre is because she is my wife, and I sit on the throne of Oglyre. But for those of you who are not privy for this very brief conversation, we might have me be removed from the throne to take power away from my wife and perhaps let someone new take over. Now again, this was the briefest of conversations.
There's still a lot to discuss of even if and timing, but makes sense and it fixes a few problems. Nervously gauging reactions.
I was also told there was an imposter, so this would also take power away from that imposter.
It would effectively cut them out completely.
That would also probably set them up to try to make brash moves.
Well, yes, but so effectively something that I considered, and again, this is something that we still have to discuss anyways.
All due respect, Mr. Gloom, I was attempted to be assassinated twice. They are making brash moves.
You were assassinated.
You were successfully.
I was attempted once, successful twice.
Wait,
Wait.
Are you sure your head's alright?
No.
But if we were to perhaps have a team somehow keep the distraction. I'm distracted. The
Imposter, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. The imposter that hidden away somewhere and away from others, have a room full of witnesses, everything above board as by the book. There's nothing they could do to contest that. Oh, well, right. I never signed it. All the witnesses say you did. There'd be nothing to
effectively
do about
doppelgang the doppelganger.
Quite right.
Yes. Taking the power.
This identity play works two ways.
Which is very interesting.
That's
and
why
If you
expediency
take it
would
away
be
from
key.
them.
Just kill him.
I'd say it's worth it.
Could just fucking kill these people.
Do you know where to find him?
We're
well,
working on that.
They went through the catacombs.
I assume probably the
What do
catacombs.
you know of the catacombs?
I know they are long and
There.
extensive and
I was waiting for him to go there,
often used by
catacombs.
criminals.
Well, that checks out from what we know. We saw Mother and the imposter go down there.
Oh. It totally slipped my mind, but I guess there is an entrance in Oglyre to the catacombs.
Yep.
It has been many a century since I have thought of that.
Wait, did Blair use it to sneak out? Oh, okay.
No. She sailed across the lake.
Well, no, it was just like
get
in
out
her
of the
rebellious
rails.
teen years.
Oh, no.
It's creepy down
No,
there.
yeah.
There's bones.
It's dirty down there.
It's like, yeah, why would I? It's gross and creepy and no.
So that's
That's
why
like,
you slept
oh,
with the
you guys
gardener.
want to
He was
hang
there
out in
and
the
accessible.
graveyard?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
around.
Convenient. Didn't have to dirty yourself.
Do you think they might be hiding out in the catacombs?
That is
We
a
were
possibility.
Quite possible.
Considering investigating it.
That could be a start.
And freeing Brandis for you.
That was going to be part of my discussion, yes.
Brandis.
Yep.
It's so bright red.
Oh shit! You just
I,
outed her.
Brandis the gardener?
So sorry.
Blair's visibly sweating.
Speaking of the catacombs,
I didn't know he was a gardener.
you say you haven't thought about the entrance in quite a while. But you were aware of it. Are you aware of any other places in which it, exits? Or any other ways of egress?
Secret
I was
passageways, maybe?
That's the thing about the catacombs. There are a multitude of entrances. It's essentially a labyrinth of tunnels underneath the city.
Oh, good.
And the last time I thought about them, centuries ago, was when we were redoing the courtyard and we essentially boarded up that exit. We blocked off that entrance to the catacomb.
Any particular reason why?
Are there any plans anywhere that you can imagine? Perhaps anywhere other than the Bard's Armory?
Maybe
Where
we
it's
have something
stupid.
in the library. Of course, that's on the other side of the castle, but maybe we have something in there. Again, I haven't. It's not been in a place of much interest, at least to me. But I do know that it connects because they were built far before the metropolis became one city. Each ward has at least one entrance. All the wards are connected by the catacombs.
We could just blow them all up and hope it kills them.
I
Just cave them all in.
don't know if that's how that
Blair's
would
like
work.
so stressed.
Have you ever heard of a sinkhole?
Yeah.
I do believe that would.
There are so many more problems that would create.
I like your
many
gusto.
exits.
I like your gusto.
How many buildings have we leveled?
I
Three?
mean,
I think.
4?
Damn.
We'll multiply by 10.
does their shop count?
Yeah.
My house,
Yeah.
I
my
think-
house is still standing.
It's still standing, so I'd say no.
Although I
And
did
we leveled it,
moonbeam
yes.
to
Only a little broken.
It's only a
A
little.
little.
it. There's a moonbeam shaped hole in it. Sorry.
Hey,
a
it's
few moonbeams
it's better
And
now.
one of the
We
walls
broke-
was blown out by
Yeah,
a grenade.
we destroyed a whole wall.
Yeah.
Question.
A doorway.
Does anyone mind if I go have a quick look for a map, plans of any kind? I think I would love to go investigate. I also think if we have any plans about trying to distract the imposter, might be able to make that happen, just for the conversation. But we'll see. I'd rather go look.
Understandable. I think if you don't have any other questions, I don't have any problem with that.
You could try your pitch.
Brilliant idea. Delilah, go with her.
Okay.
Happily.
Humdy dumdy dum.
They haven't had a
She's
lifetime
just
in a
walking
while.
like this the entire way down the
Technically, they
hallway.
won't know.
Ooh woo.
If it's faster to walk through the hallways, I will do that. If not, I will grab her by the shirt behind her neck and just fly her down to the ground at the front of the closest entrance.
Okay. You fly down, and one of the guards at the door just watches you the whole way down, and you just land in front of him. Just confused, opens the door for you.
Disconcerting.
But yeah, you make your way inside. You have to ask Master Sable, but he shows you to the library.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me an investigation check.
With advantage? Because Delilah?
Sure.
You know she'd do anything else to
yeah.
ask.
Look, why else? Why, Taylor, why did you tell her to go with me if not for that express purpose?
To stare at you the whole time, duh.
We can never worry about talking
But yeah,
to her.
with
I
advantage.
just wanted to lick the spicy taco.
With advantage,
Very
it's only a
spicy.
21.
Very spicy taco.
It was only a what?
21.
Only a 21.
It's like a
Only
Doritos Locos.
Yeah, it takes you about 30 minutes with both of you looking, but eventually you do find a very, very old book. Very old. Old enough to where you pick it off the shelf and a bit of the binding just kind of comes off in your hand oils.
I say, Delilah, mend.
She keeps mending it, and actually she takes out Mage Hand and holds it in the Mage Hand. And sets it on a table and flips through it that way. Every page feels like it's just going to break at the slightest. Like this is parchment. This is animal skin, and it is very, very fragile. But looking through the book, you find a lot of old plans to the city, and actually cities. This book clearly states that these are 5 separate cities. And eventually you do find a map, a very complex little lattice work. Mainly just, you see like straight lines connecting the wards, and then all sorts of just little fractal spirals coming off of the main tunnels. And judging on the age of this book, this map was drawn maybe 200 years after the catacombs were first started being constructed. So you can assume that there are more tunnels not on this map. But you clearly do see a direct path from Oglyre to the Lorethian.
Great. I take out a sheet of paper, and I use tinkering to create the image, or I'll even take out a few sheets of paper and use tinkering to create images of parts of the map, like starting and the Oglyre grounds, like at that entrance, and then kind of spreading outwards, but mostly towards the Galendale castle.
Okay.
Towards that.
I'd say probably another 30 minutes or so, but I'd say you are able to get the entire map
Sweet.
Copied down.
Fantastic. And I also make note of this book and its location in the library so that later I can come and make a permanent copy. And also maybe just take, eventually somehow get all the maps in the book. Someday. Long-term plans.
Someday. But for now, the book goes back on the shelf. At this point, it's nearing 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
While she's gone, was there anything else people want to talk about? Or do I get to talk about my boyfriend with my dad?
Yeah.
I've done my business at this point. I'm going to
That's not how she phrased it, by the way.
go
It's a
sit
cold
by the
table.
window. We should probably try to hatch a plan of some sort. Start thinking of our next moves. For now, I'll sit idly by and twiddle my thumbs.
We'll discuss the catacombs.
Sounds good.
And you
Perfect.
go ahead.
Okay. So, very awkwardly, he just goes, so, I suppose you have learned about the curse and whatnot?
Partially. In essence, I suppose. Well, one of my friends found that I was under the effects of Bestow Curse, and we couldn't figure out quite what it was doing, so we removed it, and that's when this began.
Yes,
So if you have any more information...
Well,
I have a little bit.
I have. Yes. Let me start from the beginning.
Good place to start.
When your mother was pregnant with you, we were approached by a great, and I mean that in legendary status and size, but a great dragon king known as Balinor. He told us that he was dying. His time was coming to an end. And we were not the first family that he had interviewed. But he brought with him a pact, a offering to make our future child, future you, into something of a bond. You see, dragons cannot make spawn whenever they want. They are beings of immense magic and need another conduit, another being of magic to link with them. Oftentimes this ends up being elves, as we match their lifespans for one reason or another. So he asked if he could pair with our future child to make a future child of his own. So we used so through the dragon's magic, he took part of your life force and combined it with his own. And that, the process is way over my head, but eventually you were born, and at the same time an egg was made, and you were supposed to grow up together. You were supposed to learn together, and when Balinor finally passed on, the new dragon, we lovingly referred to it as Oriel, but we never got to name it, as brigands, the Vanguard, raided our home, killed your brother on their way to steal the egg, and that was the last we ever saw of it. To my knowledge, Balinor passed away not long after, and I do not know what happened to his clan. Axiom was part of this clan, I know. But legend has it if a dragon king or queen, leaves their clan, and the clan has to fend for themselves, they are also stripped of their ability to wield magic. So I do not know what happened there. But after the egg was stolen and all of that kind of went to shit, pardon my Elvish, we decided maybe it was best to keep that part from you entirely, out of fear that people may come back and hurt you as well, or take you from us, or you just wouldn't have a normal life. So for that, I am deeply sorry. But I see you have fully embraced it on your own. Maybe the timing was better now than... I assume this means the hatchling lived.
Yes, that was... I was just going to kind of lead into that. I'm trying to find... I'm so bad at memory, and I have such good notes, but they don't help if I can't find anything.
As you're looking,
Cool.
He goes, I assume the hatchling lived. You see, it wasn't just the magic that you two share through your bond. Your life forces are tethered. If one of you dies, so does the other.
That's problematic.
Oh! She's just like quiet for a moment.
Everybody's Aragon.
Well,
Because if
so-
the rider dies, the dragon dies.
There's some info there.
This dragon's been killing people, risking his life.
I know, I'm like, cool, I'm so glad that I have such like a chill, laid back dragon.
That's
It's
definitely not going to pose a threat.
Yeah, like,
So if
I'm
Blair ever drops dead, just know.
awesome!
Dragon
Cool,
got
it's not
got.
even my fault anymore.
It's SED, sudden elf death.
Drops out of the sky on some poor fucker's house.
Yeah, other way around. If Blair ever dies, that guy's
So,
gone.
conversely, when I've been consistently almost dying, this poor dragon is over here having, like, a heart attack for no reason.
I don't know why, but I'm incredibly anxious.
I am in so much pain, and I'm literally just eating.
Blair just gets, like brought back from unconsciousness, and the dragon somewhere is like, I just started having a panic attack for some reason. I felt my heartbeat rise.
Why am I in danger?
Why are your boss
Why is there boss music?
Man, that was a terrible dream. Did you find it yet?
Basically, I was just trying to make sure that I used the right, like, area and people for who was fucking torturing them, and I'm having a bitch of a time
'cause they're
finding
empire.
spelling. Okay, that's what I thought, for the record, but I can't spell for shit, so I couldn't find it. Yes, so, of my understanding, recently I have, while speaking with Keshari about the situation, been able to, reach out to the dragon and kind of connect with it, and I've been able to communicate with it in as much as understand that it ended up in the Kazareth Empire being tortured, and then it broke free, and it thinks its name is Death, because that is all anyone seems to call it, and it's heading this way to find me.
You know, this is really more of Keshari's thing than mine.
Well, this is not my problem.
There wasn't a better way to
You're
say
saying
it,
now
but I
it's not his
felt
problem.
like it
Well-
needed to be said.
His upbringing aside,
What about that?
again, that's a misstep. That was to be avoided.
It's not necessary.
Kind of, at least not our fault.
Man.
He was taken.
I will say that
Slight ease of burden.
him coming on his way here, being named Death, brings some anxiety. But knowing that you have reached out and maybe have strengthened your bond, as far as I know in my limited knowledge, that seems like a good thing. You are supposed to work with each other. But,
Didn't work out.
yes. So, in other news, Brandis. You know, I was wondering why he hadn't come to work
So,
in quite a while.
So you don't know anything.
Probably this guy notices when the gardener doesn't show up.
My petunias are looking quite ill.
Okay, well,
Marigolds.
so you know how, there was the whole arranged marriage situation, and,
Okay, I don't want to have this fight again.
The main issue that I had, aside from the issues of a politically enforced, loveless marriage, was mostly the fact that I was kind of in a relationship with Brandis, and so being forced into a marriage I didn't want. I decided to run away, possibly, and she's completely avoiding eye contact, staring directly at the ceiling. When I was running away, he didn't meet me where we said we'd meet, and so the guards were catching up, so I left, and I went across Lake Nefasto, and that's where I ran into everyone else. But the reason that I bring this up is he's kind of being held prisoner in Castle Gallandel and being tortured.
Could have just said he was boyfriend.
Typically, people stop at 6 feet.
She's gone from staring at the ceiling to just directly at her feet and really quiet.
The room gets very quiet for a second, and he just goes,
Dig.
She didn't want to drag out the conversation.
No, this was much better.
You put
I am
the fate of Nefasto City in turmoil because of a gardener?
Bright red where there aren't scales.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's slightly better than thinking you had died.
Again, I did write Mother. The fact that she then declared me dead and didn't retract it is kind of more on her.
How did he get imprisoned by the Gallandels?
That part I don't know yet. But unfortunately, we can't ask them to release him because we did check their arrest records and there's no record of him doing anything. So he
Well, I can
basically
assure
got
you
kidnapped.
that I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even know you were an item. So that slipped under my nose. And once again, it seems like yet another thing that has.
To be fair, I don't think a lot of daughters run their dating lives by their fathers.
At least it's normal.
The running
He
away
walks
wasn't
over
a
to
big...
the table very slowly. As I imagine you keep digging.
The running away, if I had told, then I wouldn't have been able to run.
He picks up the papers. And he tears the papers.
Ooh.
Wait, which papers?
The will.
That was
Will he'd been working
Puts
on
them
all
back
day?
on the table. Walks back over and goes,
Ooh.
maybe I was hasty in thinking that you were ready to lead.
Ooh.
Excuse me, I will retire for the evening.
Oh shit.
And he walks up to the loft.
Your dad's a dick, diddle-doo-doo-doo. Your dad's a dick, diddle-doo-doo-doo.
Aska, you walk back into the room with Delilah in tow.
I assume we were outside, probably just giving them space, so we probably welcome.
I mean, I figured they went some other location.
Alright, everyone,
Just
good
watch the
news.
whole train.
I have a map for the entire catacombs. Although alright, it's a couple hundred years old, but it should do.
Okay.
Well, let's hope it's still accurate.
Well, at least it's the bones. They probably have some other offshoots that they build. I'd assume, like, people build catacombs like a network, basically, and they just kind of go out.
Yeah, there's basically, in looking at the map, you can judge that there was the, like, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, actually 7 and 8. There's 8 like main tunnels, and then judging that when they needed more space, they just made more space, and that space, more space. Minecraft tunneled away from that.
Very cool. Alright. Yeah, this should do it, hopefully.
Yes. What's
Good work, by the way. Where'd you find the records?
in the library? I mean, people underestimate books. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, story of my life, really.
Yes. Where's is Blair having the conversation with her father? Is that
Yeah.
what's happening now?
Seems to. It got really loud and then it got really quiet.
Imagine you guys are just like out in the hall.
Yeah.
It's very quiet.
Oh, are we just gonna let it sit there, or do you think are they finished?
I would assume so.
Walk over to wherever. I mean, were they in the loft? Were in the?
I'd assumed we'd gone to. I don't think Heshari's here, right? Because I assumed we would go there.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys like poke your head back in.
Era.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. Gonna walk downstairs. I don't think it went well. I don't think it went well at all.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. So are we? No, go ahead, please.
Do you think you have the means to cheer her up with a little?
I'm always
Is
down.
that really appropriate right now?
Perhaps.
I mean, we're about to go into catacombs. By the way,
Good
for
point.
what purpose are we going into the catacombs? To rescue Brandis, or to scout them out, or to try and find the egress to our enemy's lair?
I believe it's mostly going to be.
I suppose.
The word Brandis echoes upstairs very softly.
Oh!
Touchy subject. Yeah.
So, I would say we should probably try reconnaissance first, and see if we can find a way to access where Brandis is at with ease, somewhat. Just find our way underneath, and if we're lucky, we can try to find remnants or pathing that we've seen from the imposter and the mother.
Based on this map, how long would it take us to get from the Oglyre entrance to I forget where it's called, where Brandis is being held?
Galendal?
The Galendale.
Lorethian
Castle
Ward.
Lorethian.
Castle Lorethian.
Judging from the map, maybe an hour. You figure there's not much traffic down there.
No.
If there is, there's a problem, and that's
Well,
normally my kind of neck of the woods.
As long as nothing is, caved in. And if there is something caved in, as long as there are other ways. Nitroglycerin, dynamite, TNT.
It's taken thousands of years to make these. Oh look, I made a bridge.
Took me like what?
10 seconds? 11 tops. God damn, sorry. Yeah, well, I'm thinking we should... I think that's a good idea. And we can mark the map as we go and see if we can find other offshoots and things along those lines. I think you should probably be in charge of that, Aska. For sure. Keep in charge of, if we find tunnels and things along those lines, updating the
of course,
the
yes.
map as we go. Yeah.
That was my plan. Yep.
I feel like we've got our work cut out for us, really. Just a matter of when.
Oh, certainly. Well, I figured tonight, right?
Well, yeah, but like 5, 6, 7, when? Should we eat first?
What time
That
is
kind
it?
of thing. 4.
I'm a little hungry.
A little after. I could eat.
I could eat.
Can't go through catacombs on an empty stomach.
I mean, we've done a lot of walking today.
Lots of trauma.
Yeah.
Lots of all sorts of things.
Has Lyra come down yet?
I don't know, has she?
Oh boy.
I was waiting to switch back. So she's gonna wait, like, a little to see if, like, he's going to come out, and I'm assuming he doesn't. So she's going to find then, and she's going to find his pile of unused papers, and she's going to write a letter, which I'm working on. And I don't know the layout of the room. If there's, like, a table in front of the door, I'll leave it there. If not, like, directly in front of the door.
All right, yeah, there's a little table.
Yeah, cool. So she, like, goes to knock. And then she just leaves.
Okay. So yeah, she comes back downstairs looking like
She's not crying.
Okay.
She looks sullen. A little
has
mad,
been
maybe,
crying.
but
So...
how did things go? What were we talking about?
We've made a plan, basically. Are you alright?
I have a map.
Fine. we
It's a map.
discussed some things of the past, some more information about, the dragon, those sort of things. So are we going to the catacombs now? Are we wanting to wait? What did we decide?
We could eat. And, maybe just before dusk, head on down there, take a look around, see what's down there, first of all, and then if we need a retreat, beat a hasty retreat, come better prepared, and then make an earnest expedition to rescue your gardener.
Yes, I think that sounds like a great plan.
Any workable information you glean from your conversation?
About?
Just anything in general. Anything that would behoove us to know.
Mostly just more, I guess not really historical, personal information about exactly how the deal with the was Dragon King went, and some slight more specifications of exactly how everything works. Apparently, me and the dragon share a life force, so if one of us dies, we both do. Which is a new thing that I have to be afraid of that I'd never really been afraid of before, dying for no fault of my own, but...
Oh.
Well?
What if you die and we bring you back?
Okay.
Does that bring the dragon back?
Your guess is probably better than mine.
So we've got a scholar, an afflicted person, and a holy man.
I don't think we want to experiment that.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not suggesting.
So a scholar, a princess, and a cleric walk into a bar.
The dragon's parked outside around the
With a
lawn.
lot of existential dread.
If the gods will it, maybe. It's really...
Because from my limited understanding with our experiences of this, there seems to be a lot of if and ors to do with revival. Given two souls are involved, would they both have to be the same, committed to coming back, or...
I think we should abandon this dread because it makes my head hurt. This is making my head hurt a lot.
All right. We'll table it for now.
So please try not to do that. I don't like to do revivals often.
Despite what you might think, I am never actively trying to die.
That is good.
What?
So far.
Continue to do that.
But
keep it up. You're doing a good job.
So should we try to bring you back?
What? Stop.
I mean, I would like you to.
Okay, I just want clarification.
I'm not signing a DNR.
Why would
let's
we
make
not?
that clear.
Because now there's a giant dragon coming after us.
We have catacombs to scour.
Good thing dragons are notoriously difficult to kill.
She's not.
So I guess if we need to kill a dragon...
That's why she's with us, right? That's why I have this armor, that's why you and we can turn into apes.
I have a new fear about the dragon coming to town.
Turn into apes, just a squad of apes.
Yo, that's some monkey business right there. Oh, man.
Apes are monkeys.
Leave the table.
Okay.
They're in fact apes.
Alright, I don't know, do we want to eat? We could.
Well, what are you hungry for?
I'm famished.
Don't make me choose. I hate choosing.
Something with cheese.
I just have the unseen servants bring a variety of foods.
Yeah, they bring a variety of foods, a variety of drinks and stuff.
Oh yeah, charcuterie.
Should we
It's
leave a plate by the door for the old man?
meal for
He can
the
call for
context.
food if he needs it. Lyra's not eating a lot.
Is there anyone we should check in with before we go down into a horrible, dank, dirty...
Hole?
Oh, Kirk, you're being pessimistic.
Oh no, I'm being realistic. It's often confused, but...
We should let Kay Shori know that we're going down, I'd say.
Should we?
Yeah?
I can leave her a note.
That works.
Should we just leave a written note?
In the note, I'm also adding an apology if my father is upset that we had an argument. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Alright.
What if someone comes in? I mean, we're not really worried that anyone is going to egress, but should we mention anything? I mean, I have something for this, but I don't know if we should mention your father per se. If you want to mention your father per se, then I have something.
Were you reading
for
my
this.
note?
No, but leaving a
Soon.
note for Kishari. You know.
Can I make a request of the unseen servant? So, like, if someone who's not Keshari walks in, they, like, take the note away?
I mean,
Sure. There's just one who just like stands there holding the note. Just waiting for someone to walk through the door.
Hey, give me that.
It just like runs away.
It's just the note bobbing away very frantically.
It's like Assassin's Creed
They
Black
start
Flag. The
hot-potatoing the
shanties that
note
run
between
away.
all the
What
unseen
reminds me of
servants.
is the Star Wars Clone Wars episode where the robot, like the,
Oh yeah,
the virus thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just pass and go.
So you guys have a lovely meal. How are you going about heading to the catacombs?
We walk.
Torches? No torches?
Yeah, that's on me.
I need torches.
You need. I mean,
Oh, you can't see in the dark.
and Chirag, can't you? Can you not?
Saying.
You can put light on things, can't you?
I can.
Doesn't it take a spell?
Do we need torches then?
You're right, but the thing is that you can willingly turn out a torch. The light stays on regardless.
Well, it still takes some effort to turn out a torch, and they only last about an hour.
You can turn off the light.
Okay.
It's kind of an at-will thing.
No, it's okay. So it is. Hang on. It's.
I know if you cast it twice, the other one will go away.
Oh, like Mage Light.
I forget. I'll figure it out.
You don't have dancing lights? What kind of bard are you?
Didn't see a purpose.
And
I have
also,
dark vision.
I can put fire on my hands. And
All I can do is make it
a number
darker.
of means of light.
That
and
won't
light.
help.
How about equipment? Is there anything that we would need in there? Anything to foresee? Like,
I
I
have.
don't remember what's in these tools.
I mean, we could add maybe some pickaxes, some digging equipment to my bag, or her bag, something.
A lot
But
of scalpels.
otherwise, I think we're generally well equipped to go delving.
I think all the things that I want I can easily carry on me.
alright.
Got all my things. Although I do agree that pickaxes or shovels of some sort of entrenching devices would be good.
Do we have an easy way to acquire such devices?
We could ask nicely.
Oh,
Oh, if only we
You
had a
think there
gun.
might be like with like the armory. There's probably
We
some
don't.
sort of like
We could
tools in there.
check the armory, I guess, for tools.
I mean, I would expect that they would also maybe be in the groundskeeping quarters or shed or
That's what I
something.
was asking. Is I feel like
Like,
I'm
you would know
familiar
where
with
that
the
is.
groundskeeping shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like I'm very aware of what's in there.
Yeah, there's probably stuff.
Should we walk in there? It feels like walking in the scene of a crime.
A little bit.
Do you go and get shovels and pickaxes?
I mean, you know where they are.
Dead in the corner
Yeah,
still.
I think it'd be easier if I do it.
Yes, the sack of fertilizer.
It's on the way. It's on the way. So
Yeah.
you all end up
That's
going
good.
to the
Cool. We
The shed.
all take a tour to the garden shed.
yeah.
We're
You guys
rolling.
you guys move past like
Oh my god.
you guys move out of the really nice parts of Oglyre Castle and move
Grassy.
into a more working class part of it, and you see like workers and house servants moving around doing their chores and stuff. You make it up to the shed on the way. It is unlocked. You just reach in there and you see all sorts of like half-rusted pickaxes and shovels and stuff, and you guys take what you need. I imagine you guys are going to the courtyard.
Is anybody
there?
Anybody in the courtyard while we're?
As you're walking, you don't see anyone like hanging out in the courtyard. There's just people kind of like walking here and there. Blair, as you close the doors and start walking away, there's a servant probably like 20 yards or so away, walking through like this pillared awning. She's carrying like this basket of bread, and she turns and meets eyes with you for just a second, and then keeps walking. And you recognize Brandis' mom.
I knew we were gonna do that.
But no one hanging out in the courtyard.
I don't say anything.
And Azura, you notice the cobblestone layout of the courtyard. There is that one spot that you remember seeing Ori. You kind of walk over to it by the tree, And yeah, there's just this one section, probably like 2 by 2 of cobblestones that just don't quite match the rest. Like good enough by passerby, but a close inspection, you find the trapdoor that leads down.
Alright. Do I remember, like, is it just like an easy pop it open hatch, or?
You start like using your fingers around on it, and it seems heavy, and with no good handles. You do have the pickaxe, and you figure that you can wedge it slightly and maybe lift it up enough.
I have crowbars.
Or that. There you go.
Also, the bitch just fucking opened it when they left.
The vampire opened it.
Yeah, the vampire opened
It was
it.
not my mother, I assure you.
The imposter opened it.
The change
Really?
dude.
I guess he's strong.
Yeah.
Technically, we don't have any verification that the imposter's a vampire.
That
Assume.
is true.
Assume.
Could just be a
But
fucking
yeah,
cheat
Asuka,
code.
especially with your strength now, you're able to crowbar it up to where there is a gap.
I help.
But you help. All right, Asuka, go ahead and make a strength check at advantage because Tulad helps as the both of
That's
you.
what the fun fact. That's what the crowbar does mechanically. It provides advantage to strength checks.
Well, you got it like up, but you also have to like lift it like off.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah,
get get super advantage.
We're
Just
just gonna
strength.
look around.
Just strength.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's the same.
What are you looking for?
Just looking for
Same-
people
same on-
watching us lift up, a
Make a
hole in the
perception check.
ground.
13. I only have a +4.
13. This thing is pretty fucking heavy, and was it you that saw the imposter and Mom go back?
You and Delilah.
And me.
Yeah.
Naomi. I know you guys saw Garnet. Her talk to Garnet. Regardless. But yeah, the imposter lifting this thing was obviously a very strong individual, because you watch Asuka and Talad kind of struggle with it, and eventually a few more of you have to help to just get it up over the lip and just scoot it over on the cobblestone, as this thing weighs 150 pounds at least, this slab of stone. But you guys have it opened. What'd you roll?
24.
24. You look around the courtyard and you don't see anybody, so you just go, okay, and you keep scanning upwards and upwards, and you don't see anybody watching you.
Okay. But do I see anybody?
Oh, you see people for sure,
Okay.
but no one seems to stop and stare at you guys. A few servants look your way, but they are worried about their chores and are going about their business.
A
Okay.
little late to be trimming the verge.
Like, those guys are weird anyway.
The whole down has a ladder going down
Ooh.
probably 15 to 20 feet. And then a single tunnel just moving off from it. I guess it would be east. But that is what you guys see. You heading down?
I'll go first. I have the shield.
I would like to stealth when I get to the bottom of the
Hang
ladder.
on, before we
Okay.
should we check it for traps or anything like that? I know that we saw people here the other day, but could be worth it. Don't know.
That'd be a good point. I'm very not
used to check
observant.
for traps.
Investigation.
Yeah.
I'll try and check it for traps, I
Alright,
guess.
make an investigation check.
Let's try to roll on this thing.
You're going down first, alright. Enjoy.
Can I help? Oh wait, I have. Okay, so that's 10. No, I'm good.
It's an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. And also it's a very, very slim fit on this ladder.
Like a manhole.
It's actually a
Yeah,
22.
but,
Sorry.
Claustrophobic.
Oh, goody.
Like it is tight.
It's actually a 22. I forgot to add my modifier.
Okay. As you go down and you are checking for traps, it doesn't appear to be trapped. Going down. As you get to the bottom, you go into stealth mode, but
Kneecaps go.
as you look around, it is just this one solitary tunnel, maybe 5.5 feet tall. It is tight down
God
here.
damn it! I'm gonna have to crawl.
You definitely hunch. But it will be kind of a slower move. The shorter members of the party have no problem. And you can see it goes for probably several hundred feet at least like this in this 5.5 by maybe 2.5 tunnel. As the rest of you file down there, I would say you notice on the ground, kind of like the loose dirt and stuff, noticeably humanoid footprints, boot prints, heading off in this direction and back towards the ladder.
If possible, I'm gonna let everybody else pass me because I'm gonna slow us down because I am 6'8" with the horns.
Jesus.
So I am like doubled over.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the back.
Tall, dude.
So I'm gonna let everyone else pass me.
I'm just gonna hunch down about a foot or two.
But yeah, you guys move through and in this very uncomfortable space for maybe half an hour or so.
So what? So
Oh no, not quite half an hour. Maybe like 15 minutes.
So I'm real curious. Like, what does this look like? Like, how is this carved? Or
At this point, this is just a tunnel. It looks like this was dug, probably by hand with a pickaxe, and it is very narrow. And after about 15 minutes or in this narrow tunnel, it does open up a bit. Goes to about 8 feet tall, 10-foot wide corridor, and this corridor does have like bunks carved into the side of it, and so you like come out of this tiny area into this bigger area and just see bones, bodies, just all the way ahead of you as far as you can see. And like 5 minutes after you keep walking there, you do see an offshoot tunnel with a sign. It is very old looking sign, and it looks like it's denoting where this is heading towards an exit point. So for this one, it says administrative district, which you know is north of Oglyre Castle, but still in the Oglyre ward. So it looks like these signs denote where these offshoots might come out.
where does?
First, as we're moving, Aska at some point like makes meaningful eye contact with Lyra, and that's it. You know, doesn't say anything, but Lyra, I imagine, has not been incredibly subtle about her mood, so that's
She's definitely very upset, but she's saying absolutely nothing about it.
right, which is a language that Aska speaks pretty well. And then beyond that, so you mentioned footprints earlier. Are they consistent? Do we still see them after all this time?
They're still there. It's kind of hard to track any specific set of footprints because they're all just kind of mixed up. There's definitely footprints here, but there's also no wind. It seems pretty dry down here. So no real telling when these footprints took place or, any set direction. But there's definitely been movement down here in a lot of different directions.
Do they go into the offshoot tunnel?
There's a couple sets that go into the offshoot, but it looks like the main traffic is still going down this main corridor.
Any footprints that look decidedly feminine?
Or perhaps imposter shaped.
I don't think so.
Blue's Clues.
like a heel print?
Make a
heel print.
Yeah, make a survival check.
There she would be.
You ass.
A what check?
Survival, which deals with tracking. If I was the dog.
Are you gonna polymorph
That's
just to do
a
this?
perception.
There's no scent.
Turn into a bloodhound.
Big old Marmaduke again.
There's no wind. Actually, there's fresh, unbothered tracks.
Survival. Okay. That's a 18.
18.
Quick question: what light sources do we have? Because at this point, like,
Tumon's gonna have light on his hand basically, and he's gonna use that to
you're just
shine
gonna
forward.
hold up.
I have dark vision.
Your hand touches
Yeah,
the
I don't.
beacon.
I am the beacon.
If I ever like go outside of the radius of the light, I will create flames in my hands and use that.
Okay.
Okay.
You do see from the ladder to here, you did see one kind of like more feminine boot shape, a big pronounced heel, and then nothing, and then pronounced toes, or like I don't know, sole, front sole. I don't know shoe terms.
Yeah, sole.
The toe, sure. And that kind of shape does seem to keep going forward. It's more pronounced in some areas than others. But it does seem like it just heads straight.
So, okay. I am to assume we're at a fork.
Not really a fork. It's this main tunnel going down, and every once in a while, there's an offshoot leading somewhere else. And you assume, judging from Aska's map and just intuition, that those offshoots probably have offshoots. But you know, by looking at the map, that this main corridor you're in is the main corridor connecting Oglyre to Lorethian.
Are we going to waste? Are we going to explore? Or are we going to, kind of forge ahead?
Came with a purpose.
I think straight to the point is better at this time.
Okay, everybody. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
File in.
All right.
We.
You guys walk for another 40 minutes with essentially unchanging scenery, and it gets a bit discombobulating a little bit. There's just like it's just wall or floor to ceiling on the walls, just bodies all the way down, and you do notice a few times, like, well, actually a lot of times, it's not just one body in a bunk. There is a significantly older bones and a fresher body on top of it, reusing the space that has been claimed by the years.
More jerky.
It is a grotesque and smelly place. Again, there's no wind, so everything just sits in here. You do see various offshoots all the way down, but around 40 minutes of walking or so, you do get to this one point where the tunnel starts to narrow again. Not as drastic as before, but it does narrow. And you do see that the bodies get even closer. There's even more bodies packed in this space. And there's a sign right before this narrowing that just says Lorethian.
We're in the right neck of the woods.
Should we assume that this is going to egress into a courtyard similar to Oglyre? That would make sense, right?
Let's consult the map. What does it say?
Based on the map, do I get the impression that this is just like the Lorethian portion of the catacombs, or that it's leading to an exit into the Lorethian ward?
Little column A, column B. So this is the kind of boundary marker that you are getting into Lorethian proper. But judging from the map, there should be a bit more tunnel before getting to an exit point. But not a whole ton based on like the length that you have traveled.
Sure. Right. Okay.
Okay. Do we want to scout ahead? Or just let's go?
Yeah, I'd say we should probably continue to trudge. Although I don't know if we want to err on the side of caution in terms of stealth. I'm not really good at that.
Well, I imagine an attempt would be better. At least okay. Let's just continue until we find what is clearly an exit. So, we'll just...
Sort of a one-way tunnel. It doesn't really matter if we're
Is it really just a one-way tunnel, point to point? How does it connect? How does the map show that it connects to other?
It seemed like it was
Location.
being described as pretty crowded. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
The section you're in is pretty much point to point, and then there's another entrance that connects Lorethian to.
Offshoot.
Yeah, so like. Can I
So
go
like just
here?
hallways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Oglyre to Lorethian. Lorethian leads to I don't remember that one. Corinthiel leads down to Oglyre, and then to
No, what is
Lorenthrin-
this one? Quick.
Wow, I don't.
Don't worry
I have
about
it in my notes. Anyways, those connect, and then there are offshoots that connect that way. So
Okay.
you assume there's another opening somewhere in Oglyre that you didn't get to, and then there's just all sorts of like little
Okay.
offshoot
That
shit.
makes sense. Okay.
So you guys are
Continue.
pushing ahead. You push ahead. You cross the boundary into this Lorethian part. Who's leading? You with the light.
Not me.
I can.
You walk in with the light. And
I'm willing to go in front. If, and if something hits us, I can take the hit.
okay.
I'm rather loud.
So it doesn't really matter.
It's a hallway.
I just wanted to know. So Aska, as you walk through the boundary and trudge ahead, as soon as you cross that boundary line, it feels like you've crossed a finish line. Like there's just a brief tug before you just pass through it and keep walking.
Fuck.
I don't like
And
that.
the rest of you do not get that sensation as you walk through. About 10 feet of walking, you
That's a
begin to
trap.
hear rattling and moaning.
Oh.
What is your question before we roll initiative?
It is based on my my knowledge of Arcana. I guess just generally, can I make an Arcana check to see if I understand what just happened?
Can I know what I was afflicted with?
It becomes very
I think
apparent
all the
in
bones are
the
alive.
closing seconds as you have this idea, because you are very arcane proficient.
Yeah.
You know you just set off some sort of trap. And
Yeah.
the trap becomes very apparent as the bodies on the walls crumble off the walls and swarm around you. Please, everyone, roll initiative as you are being hoarded by zombies.
I rolled 2 9s.
Yeah.
Undead, my favorite.
Let's see what this one
Well,
does.
I don't
'cause
really
that
want
one's
to roll
rolling-
high.
That one's rolling great.
All right. All right, hit me.
26.
Holy
Fucking
shit.
shit.
Why'd you roll 2?
22, okay.
I have advantage because of my shield. 11.
You 11 with advantage?
I got an 11 too.
I rolled
Alright.
2 9s, so
You're probably Dexier, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Maybe. Hold on.
Her
19.
modifier is 3.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah, mine's
also?
2.
No, 17.
Oh.
Close.
Oh, is that how we decide who's first?
Yeah, by Dex modifier.
Because that's what
You would
that's
move
what
faster.
initiative is based off of. Like, you're moving quick.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know
initiative.
that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
This letter.
All right. So, they did not roll well.
That's good.
Well,
Yay.
I mean, they're, cricks and cracks. And
Yeah.
it's been a while since I
Okay.
moved.
I'm not good in tight spaces.
So, Azura, it is your turn first, as quickly the party is surrounded by 20 zombies.
Oh!
You guys are hoarded. They are swarming you, and you notice that all of them do have this purple glow kind of holding their bodies together.
Alright.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Aska, you are second.
Okay. There's
Alrighty.
zombies?
Zombies.
Oh,
Zombie
good.
boppers.
Good. Not just skeletons.
No,
Zombies.
zombies.
I'm going to cast
Something.
Witch Bolt, and then use sorcery points to twin spell.
Smart.
And cast on like the 2 nearest Xerxes.
Depends.
Okay. That's a ranged attack, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, go and roll the hit.
There's no disadvantage.
Do you roll for both of them or just one of them?
Well, we'll roll for both of them. Yeah,
Okay.
but, the first one's a 13.
13 hits.
Shit. Okay.
They are zombies.
Yeah. And the other one hits then.
Do damage. And you stay connected to them as you. What's your witch bolt look like as you're rolling damage?
Ooh, good question. It's just like
Icy blast.
yeah, it's like icy blue arc with like a little frost looking, but it's obviously electrical sparks coming off of it.
I dig it. It's sparking snowflakes.
There you go. D12. There we are.
I'm so much sooner than I thought I was.
Oh.
Fuck Aska.
Did I put just Kirk up there?
Yeah.
Azura, Aska, Blair, Kirk.
Nope, I'm writing Kirk again. Nope, that's not right.
I mean, do you want to give me 2 turns?
You go twice. Yay!
Better you than me.
Wow, you guys have a lot of you.
People like literally don't believe me how many players we have.
Alright, so the first zombie gets 23 points of lightning damage,
Okay.
and the second one gets 14.
Holy shit, I don't think he can even. Okay. So one of them just explodes
Oh, good.
completely.
Good.
And then you said 14 on the other
14, yes.
one? Okay. Alright. Is that going to be your turn? Yeah, and no real point in moving unless you get like on the other side of the zombies somehow, because they are full on hoarded around you guys. You can't really run through them without taking a lot of attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be it.
They are encircled, you guys.
Okay. In front, sides, and back.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, there's 25 of them.
How wide is the hallway?
This is like 10 feet, maybe.
10 feet across.
Yeah, a little
how
less
high?
than 10 feet. About it's narrowed down to like 7 feet tall.
Hey, you can stand up.
Oh, yay.
Just.
That's my turn, though. Yeah.
Can you imagine me getting disadvantage on every roll
That's your
because I'm
turn.
doubled
All right,
over?
Aska, it's your turn.
All right. I step forward and
It's not worth using
kind of
spells.
growl, and my helmet goes this, and I bare my fists. I put my shield out in front, and I clench my fists, and it starts to glow with golden fire, and cast radiant weapon on my hands, because that's a thing. So until the spell ends, its concentration, hang on. Divine favor, not radiant weapon. Divine favor. This spell. Until the spell ends, I get 1d4 radiant damage on each of my attack.
All right.
And I use my bonus action, and another like ripple of golden flame kind of goes over me, and I get 10 HP.
Okay. That's it.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Yep. Come on,
I
hit me.
didn't write on the back of it, so I don't know who's next. Blair, and then
Cool.
Kirk.
So, since they're all so packed in nice and conveniently, I'm going to take out Moonblade, and I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade. So, basically get to attack 2 of them for the price of 1.
Okay. Roll the first attack.
You forgot.
I've been forgetting to use my attack die. I've just been using the d6.
Bro.
I
The zombies?
No. Maddie.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Delilah's her name.
Delilah. Yeah, you heard Delilah.
Do you know her initiative? I mean, I imagine it's 5, right? She doesn't have bonuses.
I have no idea.
She
Bonus.
goes.
I don't look at her.
I just want to see how pokey it was.
Okay, well, she goes before
Pretty
Naomi.
pokey.
Because she rolled a 13, because I think it's 5.
Wow.
Well, she's got a +5 to dex, so.
I just assumed she'd do better.
Oh, yeah, she rolled super shitty.
Do better.
Do better.
Oh my god, I can't fucking write.
With it. Cool. So it's my normal stuff. God damn it. Why is math so hard?
Still gets to skip me.
I mean, yeah. Does a 15 hit?
15 hits. Roll damage on the first one and roll damage on the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 for the price of 1. It's great. So,
Green Flame Blade was in the trailer for the D&D movie.
Is it really?
Dude, there's so many references, I couldn't keep track of them all.
It's d8s.
Oh, now the OGL thing's like situated, I can not feel bad about going to see the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was
I didn't even know it was a
conflicted.
thing that people were considering.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a hardcore boycott, it felt like.
Like I was like I wanna like fuck the man, but like also it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Just pirate.
Pirate
it.
You want viruses? That's how we get viruses.
Yarg.
How much damage?
Yeah, so
Yo,
the
whole
first
lot
one
pirates like
takes a very pitiful 7, and then the second one got 9.
Okay.
So the fire did more damage than the actual blade, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yarg.
Alright, anything else?
Not really. I don't really think there's anything bonus actiony I want to do. I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Okay. Next up.
Kirk.
Okay, so how many people? So a few of them are dropped.
One has dropped.
How do the ones I hit look?
Like zombies.
Cool.
Hard to gauge because they already looked fucked up before
That's
they started.
fair. That's fair.
They don't look great.
They look busted.
I only have one thing that targets multiple people, but it's not going to be good for us.
My proficiency bonus.
Firestorm.
There you go.
Thunderwave.
Good job.
Which would be good.
How do I feel about Stinking Cloud?
You use Dex.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just gonna kind of pull into the rest of us, and if there is a particular one, if there's one within 5 feet of me,
No, yeah, you guys are. There's not one with not within 5 feet of you. There's multiples within 5 feet of most of you.
Lots of shambly boys.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are essentially in a line and then just surrounded on all sides by this horde.
okay.
What hordes?
Horde house.
I haven't used this yet. I'm going to quickly pull on a. It looks like a fingerless black leather glove with different attachments onto it, and a centerpiece that looks like a striker almost for like a spark thing. You forgot about this?
I totally forgot about
I
this.
haven't used
Not
it.
once.
Okay, and he's going to draw his long sword, look at the closest one to him, scrape his nails against the thing, and essentially a blast of electrum energy fires out in a crackle against one of them. He's going to roll to hit with the electrum glove.
Electrum glove. I forgot about that shit.
It's like the Nintendo Power
Asuka's
Glove.
head goes boing.
What?
What? That looks cool.
Ah, Artificer Boner.
I'm going to use one of my portents to do an 11.
Go ahead.
11
It's like,
plus.
I only want one thing. It's fucking disgusting.
Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Okay, cool.
Roll damage.
Bag of tricks.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Book. You
Let's
failed.
see. What is the damage on this thing?
Designed that thing in like August.
Uh-huh.
Earlier.
Fuck, man.
It is a
It's been a long time.
D10.
That's fucking good.
It's a D10. It's 1D10 or 2D10, but I don't remember why it would be 2D10.
I think if you pump a more electrum into it.
Okay, if I use like 2 slots for it. So I'm just doing the 1. So yeah, it doesn't add anything. It's just a straight shot. So 2 points of damage. Just a...
Alright.
Alright.
It looked cool at least.
Oh yeah, it looked really cool, but then
fucking
you like zap the zombie and his jaw just kind of falls off.
At least now I can't bite.
Anything else?
Sorry.
It's okay. It's my fault.
Fucking what?
I mean, I like intruding.
I do that all the
We
time.
keep bumping knees.
Oh,
No, I
Bonus
kick, I
actions.
kick him all the time.
All right.
No.
Delilah is Naomi, you're on deck. Delilah is just going to swipe with the Haradan blade.
Hard on.
Yeah, she hits for nice 9 points of damage.
All right.
And then with that, because she hits, bonus action with blinding speed, she strikes again.
Another one.
Hits on that as well.
Another one.
Even 11 damage. Yeah. So you watch Delilah just slice one off at the hips, and you see it, and then slice up and just quad this one zombie as the purple energy leaves, and that one is dead. All right. I guess I could have done that. That works. Naomi, Talat on deck.
Woo! So I assume since they're in a big mob, I'm using a rapier. Am I gonna stop? So I know.
We're gonna move fast.
I'm using a rapier. Am I gonna hit more than one at a time?
You can only target one at a time.
Okay, I just didn't. I want to make sure. Is another player character within 5 feet of the one that's in front of me?
Yeah, you guys are all basically
Okay,
shoulder to
so
shoulder.
because there's another enemy of my target within 5 feet, I get to add my sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to hit with rapier. Huh?
Which Delilah did not do.
Yeah, I didn't do that. So yeah, that guy's.
It's really complicated.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Actually-
There's a lot going on.
Let's see.
So let's see. That second hit would have hit.
Let's see. So that's a 19.
Damage would have been. The 19 100% hits.
Okay, so that's 8. See, so that's. Fucking.
Okay, yeah. So Delilah killed 2 actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never played a rogue. Okay.
It's hard. To remember all the, dice.
Bit
Some
top
of the
bit.
dice.
What do I
Like,
add to
that's the
that?
one thing that rogues get.
I know, so when you fuck it up, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Man, I'm useless. You didn't do the thing you're supposed to do. Ah, that makes sense.
Do I add anything to
It
that?
sucks.
To what?
To my damage.
It's like your base damage. So
Yep.
it's your rapier die, which is a D8
Yeah.
plus your dex,
Okay.
and then sneak attack is just straight whatever the dice say.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's,
It's been a hot minute.
it's gonna be 37.
Yeah. How do you carve yours up? That's another dead.
I don't know.
What
I'm
do-
just
what do you
blindly swinging at one of them.
So you're just you're just
Basically.
swinging, and yeah. So there's exposed vertebrae in the neck, and you just Jenga knock the vertebrae aside, and then the magic dissipates.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to steady aim, which I checked. It doesn't have to be a ranged weapon.
It's like Nintendo dry bones noises.
Okay.
It doesn't specify
Okay.
because I
That's
literally
weird.
just
But
I
You feel like
literally
it would
just
specify.
printed them.
Yeah.
So
So
That's weird. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So you have advantage on your next attack. All right, Talad. I know it's coming.
Yep, you know.
It's so funny you went last.
Channel divinity.
Yep.
Turn undead, destroy undead. I need wisdom saving. Well, I'm gonna actually do cinematic stuff because I think it's cool. So Tulad's going to put his axe on his hip basically and holster it and place his hand on his chest and he goes. He takes his hand and points it back out and he goes, "In nomen di luna." Excuse me, I had it written out at one point.
I believe in you.
Forgot the conjugation. Hang on. In nomen di luna et strata et scala et caelum, and by all of the other divine and other reigning bodies, I command thee, fall.
Okay. So,
DC 18.
let me DC 18.
Shit.
Holy shit. Okay, this is a wisdom save.
This is a wisdom save.
That's their strong suit. Wow. Wow. Wait. Plus modifier. Okay.
Are they
Hold on. Let me roll.
Positive minus
I
one.
know.
You read the thing?
I read the thing before the encounter.
Okay.
Ah! Nope.
He's like, I have a cleric. I know what's happening.
Yeah, I need to know what you can do.
We haven't time for this. Oh.
Wow.
And his kaleidoscope eyes light up white again.
I need 2 more d20s.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
I'm just trying to do them all at once.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That was... I didn't expect 2 either. Alright, those either. Okay.
I almost gave it D12, which would have been really funny.
Cool. One of yours rolled a natural 20.
Is it the green one?
It's this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
The whatever this one is. Is this yours?
Yes.
They're both
go back to-
green.
They're both
No
green, but
colors.
one's like see-through.
So, you watch as this horde of zombies, Talad, you say your
roll
prayer,
really well.
and then, I imagine, because, I don't know, like, white light just kind of, coming off of the light on your hand spreads out, and for a moment you see the zombies start to panic and start to run before they all just get dusted. All but one. One succeeded.
Just to spite you.
There is one zombie. Do you have a bonus
action telekinetic shove.
Okay, he's right in front of you. He's the only one who like didn't evaporate. I believe a shove is
Strength save DC 15 for brain shove.
Come on,
He
girl, what are you
fails.
doing? They're in the
Awesome. So he
woods.
falls over.
he gets shoved over, boom, and hits the ground. All right.
Anybody else like to do the honors?
It is his turn. Naomi, or yeah, you missed it. Talad killed all but one of them with his channel divinity. The one gets up and just this one is like a World War Z sprinter zombie. So it gets up and just comes back at you.
Very resilient.
Attacks. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
Zombie noises.
Yeah, that is my
Play where it lies. He does 6 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
noise.
And that is the zombie's turn. It goes top of the order. Azura, there's one left by Talad.
She's gonna walk up to it, take out rapier, and just take a stab at it.
All right.
Pincushion time.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Dirty 20
Hits.
Yep.
I would hope.
And that is 10 points of damage.
10
Piercing
points.
damage.
You carve off an arm, but it's still standing. Aska, just the one left. Talad and Azura are around it.
She was like ready to go. Then her shoulder, like, then the light flared, and she looked around, and her shoulders kind of slumped. She walks up to the zombie and punches it in the face.
It's a good way to get that. Just
Just fist fight a zombie.
And it must be very tall because she misses the first time. With a natural one.
There's a lot of empty space. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Also, sprinter zombie.
Okay,
They do the
second
weird.
one is a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
That does 11 thunder damage and 1 point of radiant damage.
All right, that's enough. How do you implode this one with your thunder damage?
The first swing misses, and she's like, and just like gets a little boost from the boots of flight, just like hops into the air a foot or two and like backhands it, and then drops back down.
The head just flies and explodes against the wall. All of them drop, and you guys have not taking any damage from the horde thanks to the cleric.
That's a nice trick.
The cleric took damage.
Fuck.
The cleric did take damage.
Who are the T's? When were you going to share that little toy?
I haven't used it yet, no, except for that time.
Well,
But fuck,
that's
damn.
when did you plan on? Here, let me have a look.
Nah.
Like, fuck you, it's mine.
I'm
Peel
just
the heat
curious.
off of it. Ah. It's a work in progress. It's hot.
You peeled the heat off of
I
it?
peel it off the heat.
You peeled the heat off it?
And
Two
I take it
sentences.
and
Hot.
Examine.
Yeah.
There's a bit of scales.
Riddle
on
me
it.
piss.
Yeah,
Why do
I-
in the cold food of
I
out
like
hot
burn
food
those
come to
off.
do eat
It's
the
like-
food?
Yeah, it looks like a glove with a bit of electrum on it and little scrapers on the fingers. And you saw it in action. It seems to like he said, electrum's very volatile.
So
That's
is
why I
it
said-
just like? Is it just like a block of electrum in the palm?
Yeah, it's essentially like a flint and steel
Yeah.
glove.
But with magic.
Uh-huh.
So you produce enough of a spark with the little bit of electrum that's in it. You clip a little bit of it, and depending on how much force you throw into it, 1 or 2 bits of damage. So, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Well, this is very interesting. Perhaps when we have any kind of downtime, we can look over it together, and maybe I can offer some ideas.
Possibly. Thank you.
Let's steal it.
It's all well and good.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we should probably keep moving then.
Yeah, it was worth a shot. I thought I didn't want to waste a spell slot.
Okay.
What's the spell slot?
Huh?
Sorry, I blacked out for a
Right.
second there.
Right, you get your thing from Faith. I had to work for mine.
And I didn't.
Well, no.
Wait, you were just born
This
with
is
it?
not the time to
No.
have this argument.
It's not really an argument. I studied for
That
it.
was so fascinating, isn't it?
You aren't just born with
Asuka
magic?
just gets left
No,
hanging.
I had to learn.
Oh, that sounds boring.
I had a lot of devotion.
Really.
So you guys keep
I
moving
enjoyed
down the
it.
hallway.
While we argue about
As
magic
you
again.
argue- and again, it's a tight space, so it is loud. For the people not in the argument, it's loud. And it just kind of echoes around the space.
I'm gonna suggest, hey, why don't we start checking for traps again?
Okay.
Makes sense.
Considering.
Good idea.
All right.
I'm gonna use my passive perception if I can.
Well, I was gonna say, as you guys basically slow way down, and every 10 feet or so check for traps, you
like this.
make a lot less progress, but you feel a lot more safe. And you are checking for traps, and this last like 5 minutes worth of journey takes you about an extra 30 minutes as you are checking for traps, but you do not find nor set off any other traps. Eventually, you come to this spot, and it kind of is weird for what you've learned about this space. As the corridor opens up, again, not a whole lot, maybe an extra foot or 2 on each side and a foot on the ceiling. So it opens up to another chamber. And this chamber has 2 large wooden doors at the end of it that are closed. And you almost don't see them at first. But there are 2, look like standing statues on either side of the door. As you walk into the chamber, both statues turn to you and start to lumber, as they are also zombies
Oh shit.
in full metal armor and wielding axes as they lumber forward and rear up, and you see the same purplish energy making muscles where there are basically no arms. As roll initiative again.
These are rather beefy. God damn it. 11.
Boy, This was bad.
This is bad.
9.
I rolled
I have
89.
advantage,
That's
and I
a
rolled-
So I got 11 again.
I had a 11
I
again.
rolled the same thing.
What'd you get?
Wow.
26.
Oh, awesome. I got 18 and I didn't want to be first.
So how
Okay, hold on. Talad 11, Kirk 9.
Me also 9. What's his stance?
Kirk,
He
what's your
is
dex?
a 18
No,
dex.
he wins.
Jesus.
Alright, so Blair goes after Kirk. Azura got a 26.
Yep.
That's
I have a
busted.
+4.
Yeah,
Tell
we
me
got
the
you.
order
We got
and I can fix
you.
it.
Asuka, what'd you got?
I got a 9, but I have +3.
Beats me.
Okay, so wow. Okay,
So it goes Kirk,
you all
Asuka,
suck. Hold on.
Blair.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Azura,
That's
Talad,
amazing.
Kirk,
That's
Asuka, Blair.
I got an 18.
18 for Naomi. So Naomi's after Azura, and then other rogue. Ooh, 8. Nice.
Here goes Kirk, Asuka. Yeah. Somehow the wizard is the dexiest.
What'd she end up with?
Delilah.
Yeah.
8. She's at the back.
Okay, cool.
And then one is tied with Talad, so he goes after.
The system may work better with smaller index cards.
There's too many
Yeah,
of us.
it's there's too many of you.
I think I have some smaller ones that
Ask
are even
her-
online.
Goes Kirk, Asuka.
Kirk, Asuka, you, Delilah.
Then too long.
Because, yeah, again, somehow the wizard is the dexiest.
Sorry, Naomi.
There we go.
Asuka, Blair, Delilah.
So I can read the names so I can
acrobatics.
help you.
There we go. All right. So
More difficult.
as these two approach you, it is Azura's turn.
Alrighty. She's gonna cast Firebolt at one of them.
Okay, roll the hit.
Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Okay. Alright, so that's disappointing. 15 points of fire damage to the one on the left.
The one on the left. Okay.
And as a bonus action, she's going to face step to the one on the right, right next to him, and he's gonna have to do a wisdom saving throw. DC 17.
All right. He fails.
Alright, so he's gonna be frightened until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
We're bad.
All right, Naomi, it's your turn.
Is there another party member within 5 feet of the one I'm trying to hit?
I don't know which one you're trying to hit.
I'm
she's
5 feet right
in-
next to the one on the right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go for the one on the right too. Because
Okay.
don't they also have disadvantage because they're frightened?
They have disadvantage on attacks
Okay.
against us.
To me.
And
You
I've
don't
never done
have
the frightened
advantage.
thing. Okay.
Well, actually, just
Fucking.
So that means
We created multiple problems with this setup.
Crime condition.
So
No,
it's
not Frank
8.
condition.
Isn't it?
That's a 21 to hit.
It is. I can't. Read. That definitely hits.
You need a second name screen on the floor?
I know.
More cheat sheets.
Should have brought mine.
But yeah, it has
What is it?
and all attack rolls while the sorcery sphere is in it.
That's fine. Panning for 20s. Panning for 20s.
Oh my god.
Spare change. Spare Gucci.
No.
Oh no, he's hot!
I bet they don't have. They do.
That's gonna be 30 damage.
Wow.
Jesus.
They have it, motherfucking Newports.
God, sneak attack.
You do a shit ton of damage, and he is still up. it is zombie number 1's turn, who is going to fall in behind you as you are now flanked, and he is going to attack at advantage. That's going to be a 25 to hit on the first attack.
Oh, guys.
Fuck. Obviously that hits.
So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage and 7 points of necrotic damage, so 14 points total.
Okay, hold on one
As the axe, well, I guess it would be slashing damage. So as the axe carves into the back of you, and then this same purple energy just lashes out like tentacles and starts pulling life force from you. That's the first attack.
I don't like tentacles.
Yeah, second attack is even higher. So,
Oh no.
8 points of bludgeoning and 6 points of necrotics. So, another 14 points. So you take 28 damage total on that. And that is that one's turn.
I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
I have to remember what that does real quick though, because I don't.
It does light on fire damage.
But I have to like look at my little spell book thing.
Dex save?
Wait,
They must make a dex save, yeah.
I think tieflings get it at a slightly higher level than base level, but I could be wrong.
I can't remember what app I had.
What's your DC?
That's a good question. I don't think it's very high. It's 15.
Well, he fails.
I can't find the app I was using.
How about your recent apps?
What level are you casting
It's a second level, I think. I don't know.
What's the spell?
It's a second level spell.
So it's probably 2d10.
What's the name?
It's
Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah.
It's if you're casting at second level, it's gonna be 3d10.
Yeah. 3d10 fire damage.
Woohoo! Yes.
Now I can't find any of my dice. 1, 2.
Talad, you can take it. Woo!
I'm trying to remember.
Am I blind? No, there's one.
There was a thing I had once upon a time that I can do something. Either way. I'm going to ask for
And then
a wisdom save as I
add
cast
bonus?
Hold Person on these two. Yes.
Old person.
And the holy symbol thing again, and I just say, stop.
Okay.
They took 22 points of damage.
22. Holy shit. Alright, they are
I
now
never
on
get
fire.
to use that.
I'm on fire.
On fire!
You're burning!
I don't know why they shut down. Probably because I had a nap.
So what did you cast?
Hold Person.
So as you cast it, the spell fails, as they are not considered a person. They are considered a monster.
Oh, it has to be fuck.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing.
Do you have a bonus action?
That's irritating. I'm gonna shove one of them.
Push him.
Okay. Which one do you shove?
The one that's currently being flanked by Naomi and Azura, I think.
The one in the middle of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Strength save.
What's the order?
They fail. So
Sweet.
they just get pushed
Wait,
instead of being.
Hey.
Yeah, they're 5
it's
feet.
Kirk's turn.
It was
It's
Kirk, Aska,
Talad's
Blair,
turn.
Tulad.
Talad rolled an 11.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was misinformed.
You doomed
I
us.
asked multiple fucking times, okay?
I'm still confused.
Hi.
Okay, I have the list. Just listen to what I say. So,
It's nice to meet you.
so the one that was in the middle of Naomi and Azura is now slightly to the right and, I guess, respectively, left of you guys. Any movement, Talad, or are you staying where you are?
I'm gonna move up I would say to the other one.
Okay.
Because I pushed one over, or pushed one 5 feet, and then, yeah.
Okay. It is the one that got pushed. It is his turn. He has disadvantage, since you are in his line of sight, but he is also frightened of you. So, he's gonna turn around so you're not in his line of sight. And he's going to target Naomi.
Yay!
As you are technically still flanked. I guess you wouldn't be flanked, because Talad moved you slightly out of flank. Yeah, with first attack still a 21. I'm imagining that hits.
Damn it, yes.
Alright.
Wait, can I use Uncanny Dodge?
You can use Uncanny
Yeah, you'll
Dodge.
have the damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Uncanny Dodge.
Okay. So those 10 points on the first, and then with Necrotic, that's another 10 points, so 20 points. So you only take 10 points
Yeah, that's pretty
out of
good.
that first strike.
Second
Second strike. Natural 20.
Ah!
Fuck.
Oh.
No, it's not.
It's only a natural 20.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not. What is it?
It's a 19.
Ah, hey!
Really?
Not a
He didn't crit.
Keeps
Wait,
it from being
can
a
I
crit.
get another reaction?
No.
Damn it, I have Defensive Duelist.
Wait,
That
why
would
You
have
only
been
get
perfect.
one
I mean,
reaction
I used the
all
part 10,
round,
so it
you
wasn't a
don't have
crit.
it for the rest of this round.
You use what?
Until
If I
you get
see
back,
something happen,
when
I
it's
can
off the
change
round.
it.
Why 19?
Because I
that's what he
rolled an
had.
11 and a 19.
He only has certain numbers at his disposal.
I see.
So it's not a crit.
Okay,
I
not
didn't
too
see a
bad.
19 there, so
So
Huh?
8,
No.
6,
I wrote
14,
14
14
on the
points. So
It's
another
wizard
24
shit. Something
points.
I had to
think that's what
study
you had
for.
last time.
Sorry.
You're so good.
Okay.
It's that learning.
Kirk, it is your turn.
It's a learning curve.
It just comes
You
naturally
are
to
watching
some of us.
Naomi get carved up.
Is there any way I can
No.
What?
You're not.
Speaking in
Taking part
tongues,
in
is
this.
there any
Oh,
way
no,
I
missed
can
that
position
entirely because I'm
myself?
looking at spells again.
Because I know one of them got shoved, but I know they're kind of still flanking. Is there any way I can position myself in a way that I can line up the two of them without hitting her?
I really doubt that.
No,
No.
because it's either hit her or hit Talad. Is really how they're positioned.
Oh, well
I think
then.
he's tankier than me.
In that case,
Do it.
you could
honest.
go
Fucking
over
work
Sure.
over Azura's shoulder and hit
Fuck up
both
the
of them
healer,
and
send it.
Talad.
Tuan says, "Fucking hit me, I dare you."
Disintegrate! No. no.
Oh,
that's-
no.
Sending a
That
message.
changes my
I
plan.
don't feel
just
so
slightly.
good, Mr. Stark.
Changes my plan. a
Aska,
little
you
bit.
are on deck.
Fuck. No. Damn. Ah, well.
It's concerning.
You know what? Put that glove back on. Fucking, I'm trying this shit again. I'm gonna hit 2 bolts of it. Try to hit him.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which one. I guess the one that was originally on the left. I'm going to try and hit that one that was
So-
first attacked.
Okay, so the one that was first attacked. Okay, so that one's the one next to Talad.
Sure.
Okay.
The one on fire.
And the one that's on fire, yeah.
No, nothing. Nope.
It goes, hits the wall. Actually, hits the door.
Damn it!
No, then it sparks the door on fire.
It's not on fire. It does leave a little singe mark.
Yet.
Anything else?
I am going to reposition myself. I'm gonna try and anticipate their movements and try and reposition myself on the other side, like a little bit closer to the door.
Okay. You like move around back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll do it.
All right, Aska. And Blair, you're on deck.
Can I interpose myself between them and a target? Just get kind of maneuver, or are they like on top of people?
They're pretty on top of people. I mean, you could maybe position yourself between one of them and Azura, but
Yeah.
the other two are kind of all squared up.
Alright, well, then I will not worry about that. I'm gonna, like, look at the one that hasn't. Has either one taken? Have they both taken damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just okay. Well, I'll take the one that's been damaged less.
So honestly, it's hard to tell. You got the one in front of Azura and the one in front of Talad, and they're both attacking Naomi.
Yeah. All right. Well, the one that didn't get blasted immediately. Who's the first person to go?
The one.
Azura.
Is that Azura?
Yeah, I attacked the one on the left first.
Nah, I got an idea.
Yeah. The one that Azura didn't attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach toward it and like wrench at the air, and my fingertips are gonna glow red hot. The fingertips of my gauntlet, and then that's gonna go out. But the suit of armor that the thing is wearing is gonna glow red hot. I'm gonna cast heat metal at third level. So it's just it starts taking 3d8 damage. Please make a Constitution saving throw. DC, whatever the DC is, 18.
Thinking.
It rolled a 19.
Oh, good for it. Good for it. Well, that just means that it doesn't have disadvantage on all its things.
Okay.
It takes all the damage.
All right.
That's nice.
Ooh, okay. 15 fire damage, and I say, "Hey, ugly, come over here," and that's what I do.
All right. So one is on fire and one is glowing red.
We like.
How much damage was that?
15 fire damage.
All right.
Spicy zomber boppers.
Looking good. Looking good. All right, Blair.
Stop.
So the one that's not on fire, I would like to try to change that and hit him with firebolt.
Okay. All right. Roll the
It
hit.
ain't broke. That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Hey. So that is 14 fire damage.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Blair looks happier than she has the whole time.
All right.
That's all I'm
Delilah's turn. She's going to try to shoot an arrow at the one by Talad with advantage. Definitely hits. So that's going to be a shit ton of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Wow.
8. Alright, it's going to be 21 points against that one, and that is... Yeah, she's going to stay where she is. Alright, top of the round, Azura.
Alright. She's gonna take her pointy stick and stab the one right in front of her.
With the pointy stick, okay? Stab.
This is a 19 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's gonna, for this time, use the ice damage. That's disappointing. Alright, so 3 points of piercing damage and 7 points of ice damage. As you see, the shards just grow on the sword, and as soon as she makes contact, it shatters onto the zombie.
Nice. Nice. Alright, Naomi.
I'm gonna hit the one in front of Aska with my rapier again.
Okay.
That's not. Alright. Hold on, I might do the hit. Okay. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've had to fight. So that's gonna be 17.
17 hits.
Oh yay! I thought I missed. Okay. 98. I'm sorry. Damage.
forgot the modifier. It's +4 on the piercing, so 7 piercing.
That's gotta be.
That's gonna be 35 damage.
Isn't that Hollow Mountain King? What is
Is that one
Yes.
still standing?
It is.
That one is still standing.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna go into Ghost Walk then, and they, so I take on like a spectral form, and they all have disadvantage on melee attacks.
Okay. So yeah, you guys watch for the first time in person. You watch her go ghost, and she's just transparent all of a sudden.
I can also move through creatures and objects like difficult terrain.
Get out of there!
All right.
Don't like it.
It's like a ghost.
It is
story, right?
the zombie next to you, and they see
Floating.
you. They see you go ghost, and you just hear from somewhere within the magic, just goes undead, and turns away from you and looks at Talad and goes holy, and brings the axe.
Sorry.
You're good.
Accurate.
That's gonna be a 22 to hit.
No.
So that's going to be ooh.
Better you than me, I always say.
20 points of damage. 10 slashing, 10 necrotic on the first hit.
Oy vey.
And an unnatural 20 on the second one. So that's going to be another 10.
Unnatural, at least.
And another 17 on the second. So 37 total.
These guys are.
I'm doing okay.
You just surpassed me with
Um,
points.
Did you
And
move
then-
at all?
No, I have not
she
moved at
just-
all.
She just stayed there.
Because if I move, they'll get attack of opportunity because I'm between two of them.
That is true.
You're go.
Smart thinking.
They can still
the
hit me, they
the
just
zombie's
hit
going to
harder.
bonus action. And it's your turn.
Sweet. Our breath is fucking nasty. So who's
Which one's on fire?
The one attacking him. Actually, both of them are on fire now.
sweet? I'm going to cast Bless as a bonus action because I can do that now. And I'm going to cast it on.
Bless his touch.
It is not.
Is it not?
No, it is not.
Are you sure?
Bless is an action. Duration is up to a minute. Range is 30 feet. It's anybody that I can see.
Guidance is touch.
Guidance. Is
Guidance is.
Bless is a first level spell.
Yeah.
So,
Clerics.
you, I guess.
Cool.
You're a ghost.
You can still see me.
But you can't. I don't know if you can hit people, so he's also confused by that. Can you hit people?
So
Yeah.
so you
Definitely would
three,
count.
you get a D4.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hit people.
Attack rolls or saving throws.
Yep. So yeah, have that.
And you have concentration.
I also am going to use my voice of authority and have you all attack your targets, basically. So
Right now?
yeah, I can do that. Once I
It's
apply-
essentially, it gives you guys a chance to use your reactions, I believe.
yes, you can use your reaction here to use a weapon attack.
Oh, sweet.
So 1, 2,
That's his
3.
new subclass.
Yeah, I help. I am that kind of player.
And
So I
So I say,
Now-
you get him.
So,
So
the three
who
of
do you-
us.
don't understand.
So I did.
Not you.
Oh, it's
so-
just the people
Azura-
blessed.
Yeah, it's the people that I
Okay.
blessed. So Azura, Aska, and Lyra, Blair.
Lyra Blair.
Okay.
So you guys can
Blair.
make weapon attacks.
Yes, that's a 28 to hit.
That hits.
It would just be Lear
Right.
the other way.
Lear. Or Lair.
Queen Lear.
11 points of thunder damage.
Nice. It's just reaction, not
Okay.
movement. I guess I have to throw a dagger.
All
I
right.
guess that's what I'm doing.
And that's my bonus action.
All right.
Rock.
So
Also,
I've done that in forever.
well, this has never really come into play because we don't do a lot of like normal-sized people fighting anymore. A creature hit by a thunder gauntlet attack has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of my next turn.
okay.
Also, that was only his bonus.
So see that.
Wasn't
Oh, bless was the bonus action.
Yeah.
And then if it was action.
Voice of
fantastic.
authority isn't an action.
How do you? What do you cast it with?
It's just a thing that you can do. If you cast a spell with a spell slot up first,
Oh, if
then
you cast.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing in your action?
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him with my
Makes
axe.
sense.
Inspired.
Alright, so Aska did damage.
27 to hit, and then I roll 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. That one dies.
Nice!
So the one left is the one that's allotted to them.
Curious you had to roll.
So I guess I'm gonna throw a dagger because I'm not close to them.
Okay.
So I rolled a nat 20, and then I have a +7 to hit.
Oh, well, yeah, that hits.
So cool.
That'll do it.
So that is only 5 damage, unfortunately, but a crit, right?
You double the dice.
Cool. So then 9.
Alright. 9 points of damage on that one. Alright, Antlod.
11.
11 does not hit.
Cool.
You were
He
distracted.
glances off, he blocks it, and just goes, holy.
Yes, I've got that. Your breath stinks.
That zombie's dead. So, Kirk, it is your turn, and you have line of sight on the one Talad is fighting.
It's a very astute observation, despite your eye sockets.
Do you want to
Yeah, I'm done. Woo. It's like Iron Man.
Oh, this looks so bad.
Give it a single.
2 charge. We're gonna try and hit him again.
That'll go really well for the podcast version.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Lucky. Fuck that.
Go subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, fuck this. Lucky again.
Yeah, I'm
That's
lucky,
better.
but I don't know how to use it.
It's reroll.
16
Just
to hit.
reroll.
If that would have been nice.
Just hit.
Woo!
Alright,
Alright,
do damage.
2d10. That's okay. It could be better.
You need to bless these dice, man.
I mean, the d20s have been rolling okay. 7 points of force damage.
7 points. Okay. Alright, anything else?
I'm by the door, right?
Yeah.
Just gonna push on it. Is it open?
It opens.
Oh, cool.
It creaks open.
What's in there?
You take a look in there, and
Well, fuck.
yeah, you open it up, and you see a bunch of very confused-looking kobolds. What? And that's your turn, Aska. It is your turn, not seeing that he opened the door. You,
Okay,
hold
well,
on.
first of all,
Actually, you keep going, keep going.
Can I just move in the room and close the door behind me
The one
with the rest of my
that is-
thing? I'm just gonna do that.
Okay, yeah! Kirk's gone. Kirk went in the door.
Whoever's near Blair hears.
We're just gonna walk in there and he's gonna be their king.
Okay.
That's the
We'll
idea.
get to that.
Big kobolds.
The fucking lizard king.
We'll get to it.
Whoa, big kobold.
Good thing I don't have to roll now. So.
Okay,
No, I think they
the guy that I
know.
had,
think they know.
the guy whose armor I had heated is still up, right?
He is dead.
The one
He's
that's on
dead.
fire.
He is
still
dead.
up.
Well,
They both caught fire.
all right. Well, that's annoying.
Kobolds.
All right.
Neat.
I guess I'm just gonna go up to the other one and hit him twice.
All right.
Call me Tyrannosaurus.
You don't even know my real name. Fucking
I'm gonna hit him not twice. I'm not gonna hit him.
Damn.
All right.
Unless, wait.
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 Not likely. The armor class is higher than 14. Isn't it?
Wait.
Little bit.
Wait.
It just
That's
misses.
still higher.
Just misses. You doing anything else?
No.
Blair, it is your turn.
I'm standing in his way.
Yeah,
do it.
you, between you, Naomi, and Talad, he is surrounded.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2.
Oh my god. Time to
Ooh,
stop
that
using-
feels... That's rough, buddy.
I move until he's not
to stop
obscured on
using
one
D&D
side,
again.
Yeah.
because rude.
You go to where you thought Kirk was, but he's not there anymore.
I feel like with a passive of 27, I see him dip.
Huh?
I feel like with a passive of 27, I see him
Kobolds?
dip.
Yeah,
There's a lot going
they're
on.
a bunch
We'll
of
get to
those.
it.
No, he's going to rule them.
But
Yes.
Firebolt, if it ain't broke,
he just looks like a giant kobold.
hit it
to them,
harder.
probably.
With any luck.
It's clearly
That's-
not a kobold.
So does 15 hit?
15 just hits.
But he can pretend to be.
Yeah.
I am your dragon god.
God, they're just like gremlins.
Make a performance check.
Yeah.
Oh no. So that is going to be 16.
16 damage.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
Oh no, the last thing that Kirk needs is minions.
Fireball?
That's the first thing I need.
You watch the purple energy let go and his on fire bones drop to the ground.
Finally, something going well today.
So,
Oh.
pause as the zombie drops dead, and you guys are all like, wow, combat's over. Kirk, so you're inside the door.
Oh my.
You see this bigger chamber than the chamber you were just in. In fact, the walls here look a bit more defined, more refined, and it clearly has an opening into another room beyond. And it looks like maybe another opening beyond that. You look around and you see 5 kobolds all sitting around in essentially a circle, with baskets next to them, and in front of them, grindstones. And you see piles and piles of bones around them. And as you walked into the door, they all stopped grinding
I thought he was going to say moss.
and look at you.
What are you doing with that moss?
How far away am I from them?
The nearest one is like 6 feet.
Oh, cool.
He's like,
Oh,
Don't just attack.
hello, lizard compatriots.
they all drop their bowls and take off into the next room.
As soon as they try to run, thunder wave.
Okay.
No.
So the rest of you outside
At
hear
fifth
Thunderwave
level.
and screams go off.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Wait,
I run towards the door.
Wait, 5th
I go,
level.
ah.
That doesn't sound good.
And run
Hello,
towards
lizard compatriots.
At what level?
Fifth.
the
Fifth
level.
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from
an
you.
angry
Okay, so
god.
you get 3 of them in the cube.
The cube.
Fail. Fail.
Just gonna
exact
kill
same
them.
number. Fail.
Cool.
They are
Die.
Okay, so
Does that
you
make any
roll
sense?
68.
Gimme.
Damn it.
Alright, okay.
That's a D6. These are D6.
Oh my god! They're right next to each other in my defense.
I said that I run towards the door as soon as I hear the boom.
I roll how many?
At what point can I arrive right behind him?
Does that fuck up the doors?
Right. No.
He is standing right next to the doors. The doors just get.
But it's a push, not a pull, so I feel like it's just...
Asuka, make a dexterity saving throw.
I tried to...
I'm sorry?
Make a dexterity saving
I
throw.
said right behind him. I'm not trying to get in front of him.
No.
It's a
you're-
radius.
It's a radius. It's all around him.
Oh,
So you're actually. I'll tell you what you're rolling for. You're rolling to
24.
dodge the doors.
24.
That's good enough. Yeah. So the doors get blown off their hinges and just part around Asuka
Through me.
and manage. They manage to land. What are you saying?
For flavor, can I just be like, can I throw out my shield and just roll it over me?
Yeah, you're able to roll it over the party. And so you guys
whips
don't get
through
hit by the door.
there.
How much damage?
No, yeah, it can just go through me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had it and then I lost it.
Even better, you roll it over, it hits in front of Naomi and goes through her.
Damn, that was weird.
We're such fuck ups.
27 points of
Force?
force damage, I believe.
So, the rest of you...
Thunder.
Thunder damage.
Thunder damage, of course.
Yeah, so
That makes
the
sense.
rest of you, you watch as there's a scream, and then the doors are blown off their hinges past you, and you just see, like, in slow motion, you see these 3 kobolds just get, like, blown, and then their skin just flies off their bones.
Oh my god!
And they get vaporized as the 2 other ones, still screaming, run into the next chamber and then hook a left out of sight. Also, with the thunder wave, all these bones and grinders and baskets get blown out, and as you blow the baskets away,
I crashed the game, yeah.
from
the physics engine.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
There's just white powder everywhere. It hazes the room.
Naomi's good.
What in the fuck have you done?
Is that a bit overkill?
Magic!
You don't know what was behind the door.
You know bone dust is toxic, right?
It could have been.
Well,
him.
now.
Great job. Now you've... What? How far away were the furthest from me? 15? I would have...
They
They were a ways away?
You have to. They were like just outside of 15.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
And
No,
running.
that's fine. I'm pretty happy with those results.
By the
But
stars!
Yeah, there's so now that you're all there, it's like a circular room with a clear-cut like doorway into another chamber. They ran through that and went left.
Looking at the map, is this where we're
Naomi's
supposed
just, like,
to be
flying
going?
through
This-
the
Did they
dust.
run where we need to go? Or are
From
we
your-
just chasing them now?
From your intuition, it looks like they went towards the exit.
I'm gonna...
So you sent them scattering exactly where they need to be.
I'm not even listening. I'm just like making my way through to see if I can see them to fire off more shit.
So you make it. You
people
poke
top
your
side
head through the other door, coughing,
What about
and
him?
you look and you see that the space
earthquake from-
does open up.
It's just an
And
earthquake.
you do
know?
see that there's another
Lies
opening
to
on the
your
other
house.
side where they didn't go, but they did. There is an opening to the left
Entirely
where
your
you think they
living room.
went. And as you look over there, you hear from behind you just growls.
Oh no.
I'm
damn
up
it.
by him.
So I imagine most of you are kind of up, creeping into the room as
They were
getting
still
out of the
like
bone dust.
I mean, of course you would.
I'm
and
in a
you-
spectral form for 10 minutes, by the way.
So you guys turn
ghost!
and look and see at the far end of this room there are tables set up and an elevated stage, and on those stage are 3, to what Aska would know, hellhounds sitting there glaring at you, and in the middle of them a curtain, a like sheer yellow curtain with clearly a silhouette behind it, and a voice from behind it goes, "Who dares wake the sleeping Athgar?" And that's where we'll end the session, because you guys will be rolling initiative for the next one.
Cool.
Fuck!
Guys,
Why did you
fuck?
Wild card,
51
bitches!
health
As you guys,
points, just
this
so you're
is
aware.
this is the aforementioned Athgar.
Who's that?
Aforementioned?
You heard this name. Well, Azura heard this name
Yeah.
once before when Ori and Garnet Faltho were talking, and Ori was very upset because Othgar was going to be mad at them for not knowing the Count was going to be named the King. But we'll get into that next session, because I don't want to do a
Lovely.
lengthy combat at 11:30. We'll start the next session with a
Oh,
lengthy.
lengthy. Awesome. Awesome.
What, you thought Greater Zombies was the boss fight? No.
No.
I'm gonna have to, like,
I was
chug a
hoping
health
the most
potion
of
in
my
a minute.
problems was the prison break.
I'm gonna have to, like, chug a
personally.
health potion. I have 2 small
Foolish
health
of me, I
potions.
assume.
If anybody's hurting, I can use an action to.
I have
use
51
heal.
health points.
I'm okay.
I have 80 something right now.
I have not
I
taken
also
any
have 80
damage.
something, but I haven't been hit.
Good for you.
What